Chris Todd, welcome to the Art of Dialogue. One of the most controversial men in the world right now. Um, Released the book, Kim Porter, the alleged memoir. Welcome to the Art of Dialogue. And if you have anything to say.
Honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I watched the show, big fan, and I think it's an important time what's happening now. And I'll just show the book real quick, just so everyone knows this is my final proof copy that I've signed and going to give to you guys as kind of a piece of memorabilia. This is my final one before it was printed, so I'd like you guys to have that.
Let's get right into it. Why did you choose the pseudonym Jamal T. Millwood for the alleged memoir instead of using your real name, Chris Todd? Was it to lend credibility to the book and having an African-American name, predominantly African-American name, associated with the book?
There's a couple different reasons. I've addressed this on some of my other interviews, but I'll address it to you today in my own unique way. I was asked to use that name, and I had to kind of hem and haw whether I was going to use my name, Chris Todd, as the author, or Jamal T. Millwood. I put the T there for Tupac. Everyone knows Jamal Millwood is kind of that conspiracy name or a name that Tupac had used, kind of in that Machiavelli kind of world of, is he back from the dead? So I didn't know too much about the name, but with the sources and some other people, there's more than one person involved with me right now that I have to explain, and we'll get into that. And also at the time when the book was going to be published, Sean Combs was still out of jail. There was no arrest. People have been confusing about thinking I knew something. I didn't. I took a leap of faith, as I said, spiritually, and I just did it, okay? I could have removed his name. I could have put my name there. I have carte blanche permission right now to do whatever I want with this book. That's why I X'd out some stuff in there, and I had to do a couple other disclaimers.
So do you don't think that it's a problem? Because Jamal T. Millwood is not really affiliated or associated with Tupac in any kind of way as Tupac the artist. Let's be clear about that.
Sure.
And so when you use that name, what it appears to show is that there's an African American person behind this book that is affiliated or associated with Kim Porter, or at one time was affiliated or associated with her. You don't think that that's misleading?
There are African Americans behind this book. So in a way,
Specifically the name Jamal T. Millwood.
well, not a person named Jamal Millwood.
Okay.
I'm saying Jamal Millwood, as I was taught about it, and I looked into it too. It's not everywhere. If you Google it, you'll see a couple things. I put the T there in case there was a real person named Jamal Millwood. We wouldn't have a hard match to the name. So to me, I felt as if it was kind of a team effort. And look, let's be honest, as to my skin color and stuff, to me, I don't see myself as that, like in a traditional way. This is a team effort. It's collaborative. I was asked to honor Tupac because this was sort of a way of him back from the grave. Same with Kim, to tell Sean, you tried to shoot me, you shot me at the Quad Studios, and I'm back. And so I did it. Like I said, if we flipped a coin, right? Could the book have been said by Chris Todd? Maybe. I go by what God asked me to do. I prayed on it. That's what I did.
Okay. But like I said, when you look at it optically, for the African American viewers that watch the Art of Dialogue, we kind of look at that as clout chasing.
I understand.
And misusing the name Jamal from that perspective. When I looked at the cover, I was like, the first thing I did was looked up Jamal T. Millwood because I wanted to see what other works he had put out.
Sure.
And when I didn't find that, I was like, well, something else. And then I came across a few other articles in which then you popped in. And I was like, wow, well, why would he use Jamal T. Millwood? And then it came under the pseudonym. I was like, oh. So more importantly, like I said, do you find that to be a red flag in how people doubt what's actually in this
I
book?
don't know, because the way I look at it is on my, if you know about my other cases and how I do this, I am cryptic sometimes. I am going to play on words. Sometimes when you're trying to change a paradigm about something, you can't just tell them straight out. So what I'm getting at is to me, if you guys say the Black community, African American community, I was asked to do that. It was sort of a condition. This was a cat and mouse game for about 8 months. I had him, I lost him, I had him, I lost him. And there's multiple people. I don't mean one person. And like I said, whatever, I could change my name tomorrow. It's fluid. If I wanted to go back into the account, I could put it to Chris Todd. For right now, I'm going to let it ride.
And I totally understand that, but you can understand when you put.
I do understand.
You do understand, and so from that, in dealing with something that is alleged to deal with Kim Porter,
Sure,
it's
and sensitive.
Yeah, it's absolutely.
But I'd ask you, like, what if a Black guy wrote a book and he said his name was John? Should white people come out and go, wait, whoa, that guy's name is John? Doesn't sound like a Black guy's name.
Well, we have John Sally.
I understand.
We have John.
But do you understand?
We have John Amos, but I'm saying.
What if Todd? Todd's a white name, but I know Black guys are named Todd too.
Jamal, Mashburn, Jamal.
Sure.
We can go. I don't know no white man named Jamal. I've never met a white guy.
That's a fair point.
Never. I never met a Latino brother. I've never. It's simply this. It's just not that. And so that's the problem that I think most people had in relation to that.
And maybe I should have thought of it a little more. And I respect that totally. If you really look at my thing, sometimes I just do it. Like, it's really hard to explain. I don't always think it all the way through. So.
LaWanda Lane, a close friend of Kim Porter, has publicly called the alleged memoir full of lies. How do you respond to these allegations?
I don't believe LaWanda has the flash drive, does she?
I wouldn't think so. According to you, you have the flash drive. On that note, nobody has seen the flash drive.
Well, that's not true.
I mean, publicly, where they can verify.
Publicly, there's multiple people who've seen the flash drive.
Mm-hmm. Do you plan on at any time introducing the flash drive to any network or anybody that wants to see it to view the metadata involved in that flash drive as to time, dates, and stamps?
Yeah.
And when would you be doing that?
Well, there's tapes on the flash drive.
No, I'm specifically talking about.
I'm saying all of it.
Yeah.
Just think of it like a totality.
Well, not even the totality.
I haven't shown anything from it yet.
Okay, so not even the totality of it, but simply the metadata.
Yeah,
as the time when alleged that this was purportedly written by Kim, dates, times, because I understand the book really doesn't have a structural date time. It's basically,
she left a lot of the dates out, so it's hard to know what award ceremony they're at. I had to research a lot of stuff too.
Okay.
Some of the things I couldn't peg down the date at all.
Okay.
Because she's not putting in the exact 1996, like she's not saying that.
Okay.
And it jumps. A lot of it jumps around.
Okay.
I do believe Kim was writing it over a multi-year period.
Okay.
So she's putting some stuff here, then she's combining these things later. Or, remember, all writers do this too. You think back to the event and you play it out in your head. So as I've said, yeah, when the time's right, I will start showing. Right now, there's some other people that actually have access to the flash drive and they're threatening to leak the sex tapes, okay? That's right now I'm trying to deal with them. So I'm not gonna try to beat them to the punch and say, well, I'm gonna release this famous person on tape. Not yet. I'm whistleblowing, okay? And we'll get into that, what that means, but it doesn't mean a whistleblower can't make money either. So I don't wanna hear anybody come at me from Hollywood. Hollywood makes billions of dollars trolling the murder and the deaths, the unaliving of people. So I don't want to hear anybody say anything to me from there.
LaWanda Lane claims that she spoke to Kim just 12 hours before her death and was by her side. Why would she dispute the contents of the alleged memoir?
I cannot fully answer what if, I don't know if she's hiding something. What if she does know? And for safety reasons, remember, Kim passed away years ago. So we're looking back 6 years ago. It's easy to start saying, hindsight's 2020. Oh, why didn't she do this and that? Well, let's talk about in the moment. What if Kim Porter didn't give it to her? I don't want to comment too much about like the people's names. I don't want you to ask me like too many people's names for their protection about like, well, this person knew that just LaWanda sounds like a nice person. I know she's super involved. If she wants to have a conversation with me, she can call me.
Well, I wouldn't. The reason why I said her name is because she spoke publicly,
I understand.
and so I think that
Ebony Electra
it
spoke
would be
publicly.
fair. It would be fair to say that someone who was close to Kim Porter would have probably had a conversation as close as she was to Kim Porter, or is alleged to be close
Sure.
to Kim Porter, would have had a conversation to know whether she was working on a tell-all book, any kind of, because what I understand, Kim Porter was working on children's books. And so in any of your talking to the people who allegedly gave you this flash drive, there was no mention about children's books, her children's books that she was planning on writing? No?
Nope.
Okay. What was your source for the claim about Diddy's alleged abuse towards Kim Porter, despite people close to her, including LaWanda Lane, denying it?
What is my feeling of how I prove that Diddy was abusive to Kim herself? Well, multiple sources I talked to about that he was abusive. We have the whole story about Saint Tropez on the yacht, the broken nose. So I researched the heck out of that. Her getting hit with the chair that I released, that Radar put out first. That was the first thing I ever leaked. Kim said she was hit by a chair, not me.
No. When did this allegedly happen?
That has to be after, well, the years, we don't know the exact time because I can't even pull the hospital records. So I don't know the exact moment of that. The picture I have that I released with the lip and the blood on the nose, that has to be post 2009 in LA. That's at her Toluca Lake house. As for the chair, I don't know the exact year of when that happened.
So Radar Online actually released that article
because of me.
Because of you.
Yeah.
And when did they
didn't have anything?
When did they do that?
That was a month ago.
A month ago, before the book came out, and so you leaked that to Radar Online.
Yes.
Okay.
We leaked the pages that talk about her getting hit by the chair and waking up in the hospital and seeing the man who put her there. That was what was given to Radar and some other pages. They never got the full thing. They made that up. So I'm gonna straighten that out right now with them.
Who made that up?
Radar. They never had the whole thing. They printed that they did.
So Radar Online basically.
They have 5 pages.
Okay, Radar Online seen what? They saw what to get this?
I didn't even give them the picture either. I showed it to them through a Zoom call. I didn't give it to them. The Daily Mail was given the first Kim Porter abuse photo, was given to the Daily Mail on a one-time use. That's the photo you see with the blood, the lip, she's crying, she's looking in the mirror, her friend's taking a photo of her. No one ever saw that. That photo doesn't exist because it's on the flash drive. So that's what people, they're not really, and I already tried to release some other photos of famous rappers with Diddy and they won't print them. That's on the media. So I've already released them. There's 8 of them with Andre Harrell, with Snoop, with Neo, in strange little, not people could, they tell a story about what's going on. They won't release them. Those are from her flash drive. She's the owner of the pictures. So I don't want anybody to say like, oh, do you have the rights package from who? Diddy?
Well, let's delve into that. The pictures you're saying allegedly from the flash drive. When someone takes a picture of you, the person that takes the picture is the owner.
Correct.
Right? So she wouldn't be the owner.
Well, how do I know Kim didn't take the photos? She's right there with Sean all the time.
Because she's in the photo.
No, she's not in the photo. It's Sean. So with Neo. It's not Kim in the picture.
Okay.
It's like Diddy, Neo, Diddy record executive,
right.
Diddy, Andre Harrell, Diddy with one of his sons. I removed it because they're like working out in a gym and they have no shirts on. I pulled it out. I know which kid it is. I don't want to say it. I'm just trying to think of the other photo. So it's not Kim in them. It's like as if she's taking the photos. It's Sean with these people.
But you factually do not know who's taking the photo, correct?
Well, I've been told they're hers.
No, I mean, you don't know personally.
I wasn't there. Yeah.
No, yeah, I mean, you don't know personally who's taking the photo.
Correct.
But you were told.
Yes.
The person that told you.
These are Kim's photos. This is her flash drive. These are hers.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, was the person that allegedly gave you the flash drive, were they there when the photos were taken?
I'm not going to comment.
Okay. The alleged memoir suggests that P. Diddy Combs directed Faith Evans to sleep with Tupac after November 30th, 1995, following Tupac's release from prison and the shooting incident. Can you clarify or provide more details on how this claim was verified, especially considering the complexities of their relationship and the timeline of events surrounding Tupac's release from jail?
Okay, we're talking about Tupac or Biggie?
We're talking about Tupac.
Faith with Tupac.
According to your book.
Yeah.
According to your book, it's alleged that Sean P. Diddy Combs.
Kim's book.
Yeah, Kim's book. The alleged memoir.
Mm-hmm.
According to it, in there it says, in a conversation that happened between Kim, P. Diddy, and Faith, that P. Diddy said to Faith, and Kim overheard it, that's the reason why I sent you to be with Tupac Shakur.
I'd have to see that. I can't think of that exact page right now. I know more about the Biggie situation. Mm-hmm. Remember, there's 59 pages. I don't see it in front of me. I memorize every line. So I know the story about Faith with Tupac, and that kind of goes to the hit 'em up, right? Like, so I can't say if Kim's using liberty as a storyteller where she's talking about that, like she's trying to blame them for something.
No,
I don't know.
Let me clarify for you. Let me clarify for you. There's a conversation that's taking place in your book, and Faith comes over to the office, and Kim and Sean are in the office, and they begin to talk, and there's soft tone, there's mentions of a lot of stuff, and this is where it goes into calling Biggie the FF word.
Yep.
Okay, it goes into that, and it's calling him the FF word. I won't repeat
talking trash about Biggie.
Right, you're talking trash about Biggie, and it says that P. Diddy is saying to Faith, that's why I sent you to F with Tupac.
I don't know if that's true. I can't comment on it. I don't know what Kim's saying there. I don't know if she's trying to make Faith look bad. I don't know.
No, this is what Kim is allegedly overhearing Sean say to Faith.
But remember, as a writer, okay, when you write a book, you don't know. I don't know if it's exactly either she's interjecting a sense of fiction into her book. It's not a diary. That's what people are not understanding. She's telling a story. It's using things that she's saying, I was in high school and then I married, and she's putting that like in first person, right?
Right.
But then she's turning it, it's like a morph. I tried to explain this to another guy in an interview. He wasn't understanding what I was saying. The writers have the ability, whether you call it roman à clef, which means you mix in some soft fiction into a real story, that's her right. So that exact thing, putting me on the spot on that, it's fine, but I can't fully comment
on it.
No,
and like I said, it's not actually putting you on the spot. Like I said, once again, this is a book.
I can't speak for Kim.
Yeah,
I don't know
absolutely. So like I said, but
I can, but
and reading, and like I said, from what I'm trying to get at basically is the fact that this is in the book, and it is alleged that P. Diddy allegedly sent Faith at Tupac in order to be with him. And so this is what Kim is allegedly overhearing at this particular meeting.
Is it possible that that's true? Maybe. It's
so
possible.
You don't know if that's true.
I don't, from my understanding of the story of Tupac with Faith, was that what I was told by other people too, they got together sort of as a revenge thing, that Tupac said he wanted to get with her to kind of get at Biggie. So is it a little bit coming from his camp? And did Sean Combs say, egg her on to do it? Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, so basically you don't know. So that
I'm saying I don't fully know if there's some liberty with what she's saying and she's trying to blend Tupac's version and Sean's version together.
Tupac's version of what?
I want to move on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because you're asking me like these very specific things. I don't know what she's trying to do there.
The reason why I asked that is because I was actually there when they met.
Okay.
I was
With Tupac met
Faith.
Okay, cool.
Right. And so what I'm trying to clarify is,
then you might know more than
well, not that I know more than you. I'm just trying to get to the truth and the facts and the heart of the matter.
Sure.
In relation to the book.
Sure.
And what's being said in the book. And so that you can't clarify that to me.
Correct.
I totally understand that, and you wish to move on.
Sure.
Okay. LaWanda Lane also stated that Kim Porter couldn't even work a computer. How does this align with the portrayal of Kim Porter's involvement in creating digital records of Diddy's alleged activities?
I don't know why anybody would say they don't know how to use a computer. So she's trying to say Kim's computer illiterate. I don't believe that.
I don't think that she's trying to say as a friend, as a close friend, somebody.
No, she's saying that to try to undermine what we're doing. It's kind of insulting. But if I said you didn't know how to use a computer, how would that look in the modern age?
If you knew me,
yeah.
And I know a lot of people who can't use cell phones.
We're saying Kim didn't know how to use a cell phone, send a text, and
no.
She didn't know how to type.
I'm not. Like I said, I don't want to.
The book talks about an iCloud, so she obviously knows how to use a cloud.
Right. The book. Right. And so, like I said, I don't want to.
I understand.
I'm just saying from what's alleged in the book, and her understanding who Kim was and being a close friend, her observation of who her friend was. Mm-hmm. She's basically saying that Kim really didn't know how to use a computer like that.
I call false.
And you call false. Mm-hmm. Okay. Al B. Shore, Kim Porter's ex-husband, has threatened legal action, calling the book fake. How do you address his challenge to the authenticity of the alleged memoir?
Al doesn't have the flash drive, so how would he know? How does he know what Kim wrote? And Al wasn't fully in Kim's life. So I'm not going to bring up some personal stuff about Al B. Shore and his son and Diddy adopting him. I'm not going to do that. But if he wants to have a conversation, have a conversation. He wants to sue Jeff Bezos, good luck.
But he recently filed a cease and desist order.
Correct.
You are aware of that.
Yeah, they leaked it to the media before they gave it to me. So why don't we talk about that first?
Okay, so basically you're saying that Al B. Shore leaked.
Given to the New York Post before I received it. What's up?
Have you received it yet?
Yes, I did receive it.
You did receive it? And the reason.
But why would you send it to the media before you show it to me? Because you want media, because you want press. So I know what he's doing. He wants to lock horns. Be careful. Look me up. Look at my other lawsuit. 40 million in Miami. Go look at what I'm doing over there.
The reason why I believe that, from what I understand and what I've read, is the fact that he's depicted in the book.
Very briefly.
Allegedly by Kim, and in the book it states that he's involved in certain nefarious activities, I would call them.
That she's eyewitnessing.
That she's allegedly eyewitnessing, because we haven't seen anything involving that. And that's why I was asking you about the metadata earlier. So I think that's the reason why he responded like he did.
I'm going to make a comment about that too, but you ask your question first.
Yeah, like he did. No, go ahead. Feel free.
He's X'd out in the book. It doesn't even say it. So he's gonna try to file a lawsuit against one of the biggest companies in the world, and their lawyers are going to open the book and go, I don't know what's going on. Let me read. They're going to see a bunch of X's. It doesn't even say it. Now, if defamation by implication, when you imply something, yeah, they might have a peg leg to stand on with that. But still, again, he's in like half a page, okay? I didn't say it. She said it, okay? Now, I almost didn't want to put it in there, I will admit. And I'm considering removing that chapter. I am.
The question that most people, what you just said, the question that most people would have, if this was done in the interest and in the respect of Kim, and she wanted this out, allegedly, then why would you remove it?
Because I have carte blanche permission to do whatever I need to do in any lawsuit and anything. I am her voice right now. I'm in charge of the book.
So you can speak for Kim, is what you're saying?
I'm in charge of the book.
Okay.
Yeah. If I want to remove the book because they come to an agreement, if Amazon says pull the chapter and you keep going, then I will seriously consider pulling his 2 pages out of the book. And that's why I X'd it out too. I did him a solid. I X'd out what it said. I didn't even put it out there. But I get it. I know it's, look, when I first read the pages too, I was shocked. I was. I don't know the whole deal of like, is she trying to be shocking? I don't know. She's not the first author to do it, you know?
Kim Porter's children, as well as Diddy himself through his lawyer, have dismissed the book as an attempt to capitalize on her death. How do you respond to these criticisms?
Are they going to make comments about the victims of Sean Combs, or are they just going to focus on trying to call the memoir fake? Let's see their statement about all the victims. There's going to be 50 new ones coming out. I'd like to see them make statements about that before we start responding to what Kim did.
Respectfully, these are Kim Porter's children. That's their mother. Their mother is no longer here. From what they understand and from what they know, their mother wasn't working on any book.
Would she tell them that?
From what they know, I'm not going to interject anything I'm thinking of saying. From what they know and what they understand from their mother is that their mother wasn't working on any book.
A lot of people said she was.
And so her children, as well as Sean P. Diddy Combs, through his lawyer, are basically saying that it's an attempt to capitalize on her death. And my question is, once again, how do you respond to these criticisms in an articulate way? And like I said, we do understand the accusations that are alleged against Sean Combs, the NDAs that he's had signed by other people, housekeeper, chef, and so on and so forth. But in particular, Kim Porter's children saying that they disagree with this, that their mother, who birthed them out of her womb, who they spent their life with, would know, and saying that, hey, you know what? This is a cash grab.
Well, also, I don't know if they're saying that for the public eye. I do a lot of murder cases where they know there's been an unaliving and they won't say it publicly. So yes, through their PR machines, right? They may have to say that, and that's okay. I have no issue with them saying that. But I've done a lot of cases. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff of parents, sisters, brothers, kids. I've seen things that'll make your head spin backwards. Okay. So we have to kind of just ride it out, see what happens. Okay. Other people are starting to come forward already. They're already starting to corroborate, and some people are denying. We know that. It's not my first rodeo. It's not my first book. I already know what's coming. I already knew the family would say that. Okay. So I respect them. If they want to talk to me, then have a conversation with me. It's not a money grab. These people have 20 times more money than I do. No one can say like money grab. Hollywood already owes me like $20 million. So when anybody says anything about money to me, just be careful. But I respect the question.
The alleged memoir claims that Diddy threw a chair at Kim, but LaWanda Lane said that Kim would have killed him if that happened. What's your response to those who call these claims absurd? Prior to the release of the alleged memoir, had you heard anyone else make the same or similar claims on social media regarding the chair incident?
Well, if Kim had abuse issues before, did she kill Sean Combs after that? Did she kill him after he punched her in the face on the yacht?
I'm confused.
My answer is no. She didn't kill Sean Combs after there were other abuse incidences. So when she's saying, "Oh, if Sean hit her with a chair, she would have killed him," well, she didn't do it before. So why is she going to kill him after the chair? There are a lot of abuse instances, most likely, that we don't know what happened between them. So to say, what is she, a Navy SEAL? Like she's supposed to off him? I don't believe that. No.
Well, factually, Roger Bond, you know who that is?
Is that the security guard or bodyguard?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
basically, the yacht one?
He was Diddy's security.
Okay, at the
For
yacht
for a
incident.
number of years.
Okay, all right.
Uh,
I'm
he
trying to think of the name.
Yeah, basically he said that that Kim would fight back. Kim did fight
She
back,
did.
and also the cut on Diddy's wrist, she fought back, as well as Gene Deal, because Gene at that particular time was the bodyguard during that incident. And so it sounds plausible to me that, once again, Luanda Lane basically saying that Kim would have killed him shows that she was not a push around, from what we know and what we've gathered. So it sounds consistent with somebody who was close to her, who know that she was a fighter,
Mhm.
and she would have fought back, and she did fight back, from what we understand from two different people, and Mr. Bond and Miss Lane. So like I said, did you hear this from any other place other than the alleged hard drive that you had before the book was released?
The chair incident?
Yes.
No.
And you only heard this from the
Book.
alleged hard drive.
Now remember, in the book also, Kim talks about kicking him down the stairs. So that's the part, if you look in the book, she kicks him in the knee and he goes down the stairs and she says an ambulance comes. Now there was talk that he had some surgery on his ankle. I don't know if that exactly coincides, but that's also in the book. So there's the fighting back that you're talking about.
And not only that, but the incident where his wrist.
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the book.
No, but this
Yeah,
is
Gene.
with Gene. This is
a
Gene
corkscrew.
Deal.
It was like
yeah. Gene Deal was there.
I was unaware of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Gene Deal.
So you see how there's multiple instances of abuse that I don't necessarily probably know personally about. You might know maybe ear on the street more than I know, right?
Right.
So I only go by what I was given.
Okay. How do you verify the claims in the alleged memoir, such as the accusations that Diddy set up Faith to be with Biggie to monitor him?
That whole situation is super touchy. That's what I thought you were getting at before. I mean, I'm not going to have the full answers of this. Obviously, people used to say that Biggie was with Little Kim more than he was with Faith. And I don't want to, Faith's threatening to have a lawsuit too. I don't want to say too much about, I love her music. I was a big fan of hers. I was a big fan of Sean Combs. I grew up with this music. I was a big Biggie fan, big Tupac fan. I don't care what color my skin is. And a lot of other white people don't care either. We love that music. We funded that industry, okay? As obviously African Americans did too, and Latinos and Asian people, absolutely, okay? It was a cultural phenomenon, okay? So I don't want to say too much about that. I don't know their personal life. I know what Kim's getting at there though, their relationship was kind of pseudo, in that, we saw the movies too, where they show Little Kim with Biggie. That's really they were more intense. And so, yeah, I mean, that's all I really say about that.
The reason why I say that, and I go back to the situation in dealing with Tupac and the Biggie and the Faith in that whole situation, and it was said also by Faith Evans that at that particular time when she came out to LA, when I witnessed her and Tupac meeting each other, that the reason that she had came to LA was based on the fact that Diddy wanted her to do a promotional tour.
Okay.
And she didn't agree to it because she wasn't getting paid to do the tour. So she came to LA to actually write for other artists because she could make money on the side. And so that's the reason why I asked that. But more importantly, it's well documented. And this goes into the research, because you're a journalist, and this goes into the investigative journalist. This goes into the research of, okay, what was alleged by Kim versus what was well-known facts in regards to Biggie and Faith's relationship. And so that's the reason why I asked that question.
Sure.
What information did you have in regards to or research did you do in regards to Diddy basically setting Faith up? Diddy setting Faith up with Biggie in order to monitor him, because that was the accusation that was made allegedly by Kim. And I think that the reason why I say that, I think that Kim would probably know that, based on the fact that they were in a relationship. From that perspective, I think she would know all of these things. And so for her to state that in a book or any kind of writing it just didn't come across, and that's the reason why I'm asking the question.
I want to say a comment about that too.
Okay.
When we talk about relationships between any people at all, there are things hidden from that person and there are things told for a reason that aren't always true. So, and people are brilliant like this, okay? So whether Faith might give you a different answer, Biggie might say a different answer, Sean, Kim, like the four of them might, well, I loved them. No, I told you to watch them. I heard what I think, you know what I mean? So it's like, we got to be careful about saying like, this is exactly, I always tell people that too. It's not so black and white. Like humans are not like that. There's always a motive. They're going to tell you this one person, then they're going to say this to another person, and then they might be thinking something else. So I get where you're getting at.
Right.
I don't have the answer.
The reason why I say that, because this is something that's supposed to be observed by Kim from
A discussion, you mean?
Yeah, this is something that's supposed to be observed by Kim in relation to relaying it to the alleged hard drive that you say you have. And so when I'm asking that, that's the reason why I'm saying that, you know, to how do you verify the claims in the alleged memoir in regards to the accusations that Diddy set Faith up with Kim, because she was the cash cow at that time.
I would say it could be partially true. Look, like I said, I'm not a black and white guy.
Right.
I always see every side.
Right.
So I would say to you is what she wrote, maybe it's true. That partly she was to monitor Biggie. And then the other side would be they were in love. So which you pick?
Well, the gray area, and the reason why I said I don't have to pick me personally, because I understand what it is. Like I say, a lot of this information is well documented from that perspective in how Biggie and Faith met.
But remember, that's somebody saying that.
No, this is from Biggie's mouth and Faith's mouth themselves.
Right. But there's other people saying what they have said or what.
No. What I'm saying, I'm looking at.
Is it recorded?
Yes, it's
okay.
I'm looking at the horse's mouth. It's actually a Vibe magazine and a Source magazine article.
Sure.
And so when we talk about that, that's what I'm saying. A lot of the information was readily available in how Faith and Biggie fell in love.
Oh, they told each other's story to the media.
No, how they told each other's story about themselves in regards to how they met.
Sure.
And how soon it took them to get married. And they have a beautiful son from that, and so on. So, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
sure.
That's the reason why I'm asking.
I got you.
Yeah, so several celebrities, including Faith Evans, are repeatedly considering legal action due to the allegations in the alleged memoir. Were any of these individuals contacted for comment before publication?
There were people, their teams were contacted and they told us to kick rocks. I already made that comment on the record.
And
I'm not going to comment on people I contacted. That's private, confidential, investigative information. A lot of these people were contacted.
A lot of the people were contacted, and you can't tell me none of the crews or the
confidential, privilege
info. Okay.
For their protection.
And yours.
Sure.
Can you explain how the alleged memoir portrays the nature of Kim Porter's relationship with Diddy? Was an open relationship mentioned in the book verified by any source close to them?
About their sex life?
An open relationship.
Means a sex life. Yes, we have sources, and multiple sources said they had an open relationship, yes. She says it too, so I'm going by what she's saying. She's saying they do. That they have threesomes with multiple celebrities. They're listed in the book. So yes. Am I going to go to Will Smith and Jada and ask them that? No, I'm not.
Okay.
Okay.
So
am I going to ask Jamie Foxx that?
Could you pull that up for me? I want to show you something.
Sure.
The reason why I asked this question.
Sure.
And this is what it says.
Who's this from?
This is from Essence Magazine. This is actually
what year?
Kim speaking. It was I can't remember the year.
Okay.
But it was an article, the interview she did with Essence Magazine.
Okay.
It said it took a few years, a chance meeting at a party, and several lengthy phone calls before the couple started dating in 1994. Quickly, they became inseparable. We went out together, we ate together, we played together, says Porter. He would want me at the office, and I would want him at my photo shoots. Our bond was tight. Now, this in particular statement is followed by the actual picture from the party.
Yes.
So if you swipe left, you see that picture?
Mm-hmm.
And that picture right there is from December 31st of 1994,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so in having an open relationship, I go into now the Tupac situation, and where it's alleged that they had a conversation in regards to genital size, and Kim basically confessing that she had a sexual relationship with Tupac.
Yes.
And this date right here basically contradicts that, because this photo right here
Mm-hmm.
basically states that this is the first time that they really got together, as well as that
The
story.
flash drive says she meets in the summer of 94, not December 31st.
No, I'm not. I'm
Okay.
talking about, if you read what I just read and
Yeah, I
you
did.
understand what I said, the relationship, not when they met, but when the relationship began.
Of Diddy and Kim?
Yes.
Okay.
And Kim is actually saying this.
Okay.
This is her speaking in that
Sure.
article.
Mhm.
She's saying that they met at that party. I just showed you a picture.
I'm telling you, this says December 31st.
No, this says December
The
14th.
picture says December 31st.
Okay, I'm sorry. December 31st.
Okay,
So
the
December
flash
31st.
drive, it says they meet in the summer way before this.
No,
So-
this is not when they're meeting. This is not the meeting.
This is the
This is
meeting.
when the relationship
Okay,
began.
gotcha. Okay.
This is the actual, what I just read to you.
Sure.
That's from Kim's mouth, and that is the actual picture
Okay.
from that party on December 31st. I'm sorry, I said the 14th, but this is the actual picture. And like I said, when I go into the Tupac thing and the story in the book in regards to that, I'm saying that Tupac had already been shot. And that's
in November of 94.
in November of 94.
Correct.
And right. And so therefore, now we jump into December. There's no conversation being had if the relationship that Kim describes in that article had just started. There is no conversation about penis size. There's no conversation about anything in regards to anything going on between Kim Porter, Tupac, and
It
Diddy.
happened before that. It's not happening at this date, what you're showing me as this. I don't care what it says. I don't care what the article says.
So you don't care what,
I
hold
don't-
on. So,
no,
so
I
hold
don't
on.
care
No,
what
no.
Essence says.
The reason why
about
I asked, no, the reason why I asked that, because like I said, once again,
Sure.
I'm just trying to
You're trying to date it, yeah.
And the facts, like I said, because
Sure.
the book lacks a timeline.
Correct.
And so this is Kim Porter actually talking.
I don't even know what year that article
Yeah.
was written.
Yeah.
That you just handed to me
Yeah.
out of the blue.
Yeah, it was early on in their relationship.
Okay. So in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
so
it was
maybe
early.
she didn't want to say that she slept with Tupac in the summer when she already was with Sean Combs in the summer of 94, not at the end
No,
of
no.
94.
What I'm saying is the relationship that she said that
I
she
understand
described
we're
that she was
talking-
in,
I know.
she basically said that it was at that party, that picture from that actual party, the identical, what she's talking about in that article is the picture from that party. And it's dated December 31st,
Right. It's
1994.
like New Year's Eve.
Right. So now Tupac is shot less than, I would say less than
Month ago.
30 days. Yeah, less than 30
Sure.
days before that,
Yeah.
right? So if their relationship began, then they couldn't have been in an open
I'm questioning the really saying when the relationship began.
No, that's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
the book, I'm talking about the book. The book says that they had an open relationship, right? The relationship had not began.
I'm saying that's false. So I don't care what the article says.
So you don't care what Kim says?
30 years ago? You're dating it as 1994.
No.
right?
I'm saying I'm talking about
30
this
years ago.
I'm talking about at this particular time. because
When
she
the
was in-
article was written, 30 years ago, right?
And I wouldn't say 30 years ago. I don't know the
Okay,
exact
okay.
date, but this you can go. It's an Essence article.
I believe, to be honest, I believe she met him in even before 94. I know.
Oh, they met before 94. That's
I know. In parts of the diary, there's segments of a diary. It's tries to. She's saying 94, like the summer. I think she dates it as like June 15th.
Right.
I think they met before that. I don't know if she's saying that date particularly. That's 6 months before that date.
But
I know what you're saying.
Right.
I'm not going to address it again.
The reason why
I've already said it.
Right. The reason why I'm saying not what you think, right, but actually what's in the book.
And just because she said it 30 years ago or 20 years ago, I understand what you're saying. I've already made the comment. I don't believe It's totally possible that she sleeps with Tupac Shakur in 1994. It doesn't mean she slept with him right before the shooting. I know what you're trying to do. I've said my thing.
Okay. No, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm
I
just
understand.
trying to actually sort
I
out
just gave I already
the
gave the
facts.
answer.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. The alleged memoir makes controversial claims about Kim Porter's alleged sexual encounters with other high-profile figures. How did you substantiate these details?
Through sources that were very close to the real sources of the flash drive, told numerous stories over an 8-month period that this stuff was true. Like I stated before, did I go call these celebrities personally? No. Okay. I had some people try to reach out to them. We never really spoke directly to the people. I don't need to. I don't need to. I'm not the cops. I'm not saying they're doing anything illegal. Okay. I am a conduit. That they make a joke about me when I say that. I am doing this for Kim. Whatever she wrote, did I research every single little thing? Obviously, I did my investigation. I believed it was real, so I published it. That's it. As for every little thing, and you're doing a great job. I totally get what you're doing, and you can ask me anything you want. But
The reason why I'm asking this, because these are serious.
what do you think Will Smith would say? Can I say something? What do you think Will Smith would say if I called him up on his cell phone? I pull his number through a PI, right? And I call him up and I go, when Kim was pregnant, she says she's on the phone with you. And that Sean's on the phone with you, Will. And that he's talking about this. Do you think he's going to admit that really happened? Right now, with everything that's going on with Sean Combs and all these celebrities are silent right now, do you really think he's going to talk to me? Do you think he's going to admit to that?
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, I'm
not,
just giving you.
I'm not. The reason why I'm saying this, because, like I said, this is something that is alleged that Kim said.
Sure.
And so when you ask me that question in regards to Will Smith, I'm saying to you,
that's the example, though.
yeah, I understand that. But like I said, when we talk about the encounters involving Kim Porter's alleged encounters with other high profile figures, I just gave you the example of Tupac and a situation involving that, and how the timeline doesn't add up to what Kim said
in that particular
in the Essence article, as well as the picture that was dated from that actual party when her and Sean Combs actually first started to date.
Sure.
And so the alleged on and off relationship. So when I ask about the Kim Porter alleged sexual encounters, I'm asking you, how did you substantiate these? So there's no video
A sex tape of Will Smith.
of if anything involving Kim Porter.
A video of her having sex.
No, of anything. Like, let me repeat the question for you. The alleged memoir makes controversial claims about Kim Porter's alleged sexual encounters with other high profile figures. How did you substantiate these details?
There's no videos of her. There's videos of Sean Combs with people,
Okay.
not Kim with people.
Okay.
So the answer is no. There's no photos of anything like that. Even the photos that were first given to me with the book, there are no photos of celebrities in their underwear. There's none of that. Okay. There's another part of the flash drive. It's hard to say this. I don't have all of that right now. There's multiple, we'll just say that. So I've not been allowed to see every single thing. Okay. And then as for I'm not going to call up famous people and ask them if they had sex with Kim and Diddy. I'm not going to do it.
Well, but that's what the book alleges.
Correct.
And so, and the reason why I'm asking that, because like I said, this is the art of dialogue. Yes. And we want to sit down and have a real true dialogue. This is not about, the promotion of the book or the lack thereof. And I think more people are informed about what it actually is and isn't.
Sure.
And so basically the answer is you don't have any
I have what Kim said.
Right. You have
so if you came to me, let me answer.
Okay.
If you came to me and you wanted to tell me your life story,
right,
I'm going to believe you. I'm going to investigate it behind you a little bit. But if I believe what you're saying is true, I'm not going to call you a liar, and I'm going to publish it.
Right. But once again, we have not seen the hard drive.
Correct.
We have not seen that if it actually comes from Kim. We don't know that.
Sure.
As the public, the people who are watching this,
Correct.
They don't know that. And so the reason why the question is being asked
Sure.
basically is, so it's alleged that that was it, but you don't have any proof, concrete video or otherwise.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. There are allegations of Diddy's involvement in alleged sexual activity with celebrities, including Jay-Z, Will Smith.
Well, I will say this. Sorry to interrupt. Can I say something?
Yeah, I'll ask
Okay.
the
If there's any litigation, I will prove that it's her flash drive. Yes.
Okay. So you can
I will prove, like what you just said, that there's no proof of that. I will prove it, but not yet because I haven't released the flash drive.
Okay,
when that time comes, I will prove it's her flash drive and she said that. Okay. Whether the people, you see, when people talk about proof and evidence, that's why we can get into that maybe after. But my point is, if you go to a court or the police or an investigation and Jada and Will say, we never slept with Kim, how do we know they're telling the truth? So just because they say no doesn't mean it's not true. That's my
and just because someone tells you yes doesn't mean it's
Correct.
true either.
Absolutely.
So that works both ways.
Correct.
It doesn't work favorably to what we want to believe because the argument is something that we want to believe because this is what the narrative that we want to push.
Good point. Good point.
And so
he say, she say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
And in court it's called hearsay. You know, so when you that's a very slippery slope
Sure.
when you're dealing with stuff like
Sure.
that. So I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
that
I appreciate it.
you will be able to prove if pressed that this alleged hard drive that belongs to Kim. Will you also reveal your sources?
No.
Okay.
Under the California Shield law, I will not.
Okay. There are allegations of Diddy's involvement in alleged sexual activities with celebrities, including Jay-Z, Will Smith, and others. What evidence or testimony supports these explosive claims?
Again, I'm only going to go off of what Kim says, and that's all I can go off of for that. Okay. If you were to ask me to research and investigate that these guys were bisexual, there's a lot of evidence that they are. Not just from Kim, and you're going to see it come out. Okay. Yeah.
So what I want to be clear about is the question. Once again, there are allegations of Diddy's involvement in alleged sexual activity in the book with celebrities, including Jay-Z, Will Smith, and others. What evidence or testimony supports these explosive claims? So basically, you're telling me that you per se don't have any tapes, videos of anything involving Jay-Z.
There's tapes of them, yeah.
No, you have tapes. You are in possession of.
Well, I'm not going to comment about what the word possession means, but there are tapes of them, yeah.
No, I'm saying you've seen those tapes?
No comment.
Because that's a.
You're talking about a criminal investigation.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying what evidence or testimony supports the explosive claims?
Kim saying it, so we start with her.
Okay.
So if Kim says, when she calls them the two Seans, and I really wasn't big on that whole thing anyway, it's very brief when it's talked about that. Talking about Jamie also, I know what you're talking about when she mentions that. The first source is Kim herself. Through research, through investigators, PIs, all the people with me, yes, we believe that it is true. Okay, if you're asking for like a tape and this, no, there's no tape of Diddy with them that I'm going to comment on. Okay.
So there's no tape that you know that exists.
I'm not commenting on that.
Okay.
With those people that the name.
No, I'm not. The reason. No, and like I said once again, not that you have to comment on anything particular involving that, but like I said, just the evidence. You know, so you're saying basically you're going off of what Kim said. And
most of the time, yes.
Right. What Kim allegedly said. Let me be clear about that. And so, like I said, and so when
if she's making it up or if she's doing Roman au clef, that's on her. That's not me. I didn't write the book.
The reason why I asked that is I don't think that she would be doing Romano Clef, making up anything. I don't think she had to do that. I don't think that she lived in. I don't think she lived in a world where she had to make up things.
Sure.
She lived in a real world. She lived a wonderful life. She had beautiful kids, and everybody's life is full of ups and downs. And so that's the reason why I'm trying to get clarity as to what it is. You know, from what you understand it to be. We understand that the alleged accusations or the alleged things that Kim has said in the book, but I'm looking for any kind of concrete proof because like we just said, in the streets, we call it, that's he say, she say. And in the courtroom, they call that hearsay.
Sure.
And so most of the time,
Well, hearsay, if Kim says it, it's not hearsay. If somebody says Kim said it, that's hearsay.
right.
So there's a difference
So,
between
but like I said,
witness and hearsay. They're two different
right,
things.
right. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is, as far as you bringing out the book and us not having seen what Kim has actually said and what's just in this
It would be a
book,
form of hearsay,
it's
correct?
it's hearsay.
Because I'm saying what Kim said.
Absolutely,
Correct.
absolutely. So
Sure.
it's hearsay. So we can't really go on that per se.
But let me say this. Are you going to be surprised? So are you reading every day about every victim that comes forward and all the crazy stories about these freak offs? And are you, to me, it's like, it's all possible now. We're hearing the craziest things. That's all I'm getting at.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but
So it sounds crazy at first if you read the book, right? And someone goes, "Oh my God, these celebrities got with Diddy and Kim." You'd be like, "Wow, that's really salacious." Today, if you said that, they'd be like, "Yep, sounds right."
well, once again, like I said, I just go back to, once again, when you say that, I go back to the Tupac situation and the open relationship accusation in the book, and then I give you what Kim said in the Essence article, and we're gonna go there again, but I'm gonna show you something. But in the Essence article, and where the timeline of what that is doesn't add up to the real.
Because we don't know what Kim is fully wanting to reveal then.
No, what I mean by that, this is Kim speaking in an actual interview, not what I'm saying she's saying. This is
years ago.
listen, hear me out. This is what she's saying in an interview. And that's the reason why I'm saying that as far as the timeline, because the book lacks any timeline. You yourself admitted that you had trouble understanding what award dates and so on and so forth from the alleged hard drive. So what I'm saying is I'm giving you actual facts of a conversation that Kim Porter herself had.
In that context, you're correct.
And and in her relationship.
Doesn't mean she didn't sleep with Tupac.
No. I'm not.
Yeah.
No. I'm telling you the timeline in which it is suggested in the book, it couldn't have happened.
No, I'm not commenting on it again.
Okay. No, I just wanted.
I know, but you're making statements. I know what you're trying to do. Just, I'm not commenting on it.
Okay. All right.
I deal with this. I do these cases every day. I work with all these people.
No,
you're a good journalist.
Right.
I'm just saying it doesn't prove. You're trying to say something, prove something. It does not prove that based on what you're trying to do.
No, I'm just giving the time. I'm not saying anything.
I know you're using her words against her, which is correct.
Right.
But I'm saying is we don't know exactly what she's trying to say or what she's hiding when she gives that interview.
And like I'll say this, like you're alleging, like she's speaking in through the hard drives that you have, the alleged hard drives, and in the book, right? I'm saying Kim Porter is present here now. I'm saying in this article and in that picture that I showed you, she's present here while we're talking. And I'm just referring to what she said in regards to the relationship that when it started.
Well, even Tupac getting shot, he doesn't die. He's alive.
No, but
so now how do you know they didn't sleep right after this too? He's not, hold on. He's not in jail yet. He's not in jail. His trial's going on. He's not in jail. How do you know she didn't sleep with him right after that?
No. And let me give you this. I interviewed Tupac's father, Billy Garland.
Yep.
At that particular time, Tupac is at Jasmine Guy's house. He's recovering.
After the shooting.
Yes.
Okay.
He's recovering in no condition from
I'm not saying right after.
No, listen to me. Okay. In no condition from what I understand to do anything of that nature.
Sure.
But more importantly than anything, Tupac is accusing Sean Combs and Notorious B.I.G. of setting him up. So Tupac ain't in the mood to talk about nothing about no woman in regards to know nothing about anything in regards to anything like that.
Sure.
That is a known fact. That's the reason why I give this.
Yeah, it'd make more sense if before the shooting, that's when Kim slept.
Right. And that's what.
Sure.
So you understand what I'm saying now? Okay. Yeah. That's the reason why I brought it up. Yeah. Not to try to anything, but just the actual facts of that. Tupac, and then he does the Vibe article, and then that's when they drop the song "Who Shot You." When Tupac goes to jail, right directly after that. And then now, so we know that there is no conversation because now Tupac's feeling fully betrayed.
But we're talking about Kim though, I'm not saying.
No, what I'm saying, you acted, your question was, well, how do you know that they didn't do it afterwards? And
I'm not saying Sean Combs has to be there when Kim gets with Tupac.
No. What I'm saying to you is there is no way that in the book, how it describes it, right? that they're in an open relationship, because the time period of the relationship, it suggests that, well, they're in a relationship and
I
they
know,
have an
I
open
know,
relationship. Yeah.
I get it.
So, okay. So we agree on that, right?
We agree that the timeline that you're saying on December 31st, I'm disagreeing that that's when they were together.
You're disagreeing on what the picture shows.
And I'm disagreeing when Kim said that. I believe she was in a relationship before that. I don't care what she said in the Essence article.
Okay. So,
That's what investigators do. We don't go by everything they
no.
say.
And so this is why I'm asking that.
Yeah.
So if you don't care about that, how can you care so much about?
No comment. Moving on.
Okay.
You're not doing that.
Okay. All right. I'm just, like I said, I just want to know.
I understand. I have the
Okay.
right to say move on.
Okay. Thank you. What led you to include allegations of Diddy advances towards Tupac in the alleged memoir?
You talking about the situation where Kim's saying that they're together with Diddy and Pac,
Right.
and that Diddy tries to say like, oh, I bet I can do this to her and you can't do this to her. That part?
Right.
Okay, I wasn't there, so I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to assume it happened.
You're going
through Kim.
You're going to assume it happened.
Yeah. How would I research?
Well, let me.
How would I research that?
Well, let me ask the full question. Let me finish. Let me ask the full. So, what led you to include the allegations of Diddy's advances towards Tupac in the alleged memoir? Were there any witnesses or documents to verify this? The alleged memoir suggests that Kim Porter slept with Tupac. Can you explain how this was verified, especially considering the timeline between Tupac's shooting in November of 1994 and Kim and Diddy starting to date in and around December 1994?
If Kim says what Kim said happened, then that's what we published. What Kim said happened. You think I have like some crazy access, like I can just like go back in a time machine and watch this stuff happen? I can't. I can't ask them. You thought I was going to call Sean Combs up and ask him if that happened and get killed? Like what? So you gotta kind of, you're asking great questions. You just got to kind of put yourself a little bit in the investigator's shoes of this situation, of what it's like to do this, especially as a white person. So just, I respect what you're doing. I'm just saying.
And I do put myself not in your shoes, but I put myself in the shoes of someone who's well researched. And so when I read the book, I look at it.
Yeah, you know a lot about the stuff.
And I contrast that, when I was there and I seen Faith and so, and all of the things that I know and understand, being a part of the hip hop culture, right? And standing firm.
Sure.
There's a claim that Kim Porter kept copies of Diddy's alleged sex tapes as leverage. What evidence do you have to support this narrative?
The tapes.
So you actually have tapes?
I'm not going to do fully comment. Let's just say there's tapes that exist. Yeah.
Well, let's
let's
ponder around that.
There's
the investigators in the case that is now filed,
yes,
right, say that they are in possession of tapes. They can actually confirm that there are tapes, as well as baby oil, as well as all of the other things that they found.
Yeah.
And so with that, we do know from that perspective that the DA involved in the case that Diddy is now facing,
the federal government,
yes, the DA and the federal government have tapes.
Attorney General.
And so my question is, there's a claim that Porter kept copies of, and this is in your book, that she kept copies of Diddy's alleged tapes as leverage, right? And in making that, it would be assumed that you would, or the possession of those tapes, you've seen them, you have them, you know about them. And like I said, what evidence do you have to support the narrative?
Yes, there are tapes that exist.
Okay. Did you reach out to Kimora Elise Simmons regarding the alleged confrontation between Kim and Diddy over the tapes? No, and how did she respond?
No, I did not.
Did you didn't bother to reach out?
There are a lot of celebs I didn't reach out to. Some I did. Like I said, I'm not going to comment who I did. And I also had somebody else reach out to some of these people in the groups, meaning people close to them. So we did have people reach out to people close to Russell and Kimora, but I never spoke to them directly, no.
What can you tell us about the alleged forensics on the hard drive that reportedly contained these tapes? Was there any investigation to prove its authenticity?
Meaning, like, is what if you were the audience member and you watched a tape, the authenticity of, like, you mean the metadata of like whose phone that came from?
You would know all of
I
this
mean,
information.
usually,
Like I said,
yeah.
I would.
Well, if you saw it with your own eyes, what I'm getting at is, if you see with your own eyes, you know it's real. The question would be, is that being filmed and transferred from somewhere else? I don't know that. So I'm not going to comment about like the metadata, whose phone actually filmed this celebrity with Diddy. I'm not going to comment on that.
Okay. Well, what about the alleged writings of Kim?
Same thing.
The metadata involving that.
When we're ready to do that, yeah.
Okay. The alleged memoir makes claims about Diddy's involvement in the 1994 shooting of Tupac. How did you verify such a serious allegation?
Are we talking about the Jimmy Henchman Diddy conversation? Shooting of Tupac at Quad Studios?
Yes.
Okay. Not Tupac in Vegas.
Yes.
Okay. That's Kim tells that story, that she overhears Jimmy Henchman and Sean Combs saying he doesn't leave that studio alive. There is other evidence that they set him up too. I'm not going to go into all of it, but we know that. We both know that.
Well, we understand that there's a lot of public information, and which you are correct in regards to that. But referring specifically to what's in the book in regards to Jimmy Henchman.
They're having breakfast.
Yeah,
and
she's over here.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Kim.
Right. And all of those things, like I said.
Sure.
And so my thing is, how did you verify such allegations in regards to that?
I just believe what Kim said.
You believe what Kim says. Okay.
And I also know through a lot of the stories of these murders that most likely that is true.
Right.
I never believed they yelled to him out of a window, "Come on up. Oh my God, look who's here."
Right.
No. There's a lot of evidence they set him up.
Okay. And like I said, I won't.
You probably know a lot. I mean, I could turn you and ask you.
Like me personally.
You think he just randomly showed up?
No. Let's see. This is the thing that I do, Chris.
Sure.
And I want you to understand this. There's a lot of things that Tupac said himself in regards to what he understood, what he knew, and what he believed. Right. And so I don't really get into the speculative aspect of what I believe and he was set up and so on and so forth. Tupac knew where he was going. He knew who he was going to see. And when he got there, he knew what he witnessed.
Right.
I'm going to leave that up to Tupac and what he said. And he spoke on it on various different times, as well as in albums, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, that's the way I leave that.
I got you.
Yeah, I leave that. But that, once again, when I say that, that can be verified through audio, video, and so on and so forth. So I don't have to do that. And that's the reason why I'm asking you these questions, because the public and the people want to know, you know, hey, you know.
Yeah, it's not taped conversation, that Kim didn't tape them saying that.
Right. And this is, like you said, this is coming from what you understand the alleged.
That is not on the flash drive.
You said that? You said what?
That's not on the flash drive. There's no recording of them saying that on a flash drive.
Okay. So it's alleged that Kim is saying this from that perspective. Okay.
Correct.
Some close to Kim Porter point to a December 14th photo of her. And this is how I got to that. I want you to understand.
Sure.
That. Okay. Some close to Kim Porter point to a December 14th photo of her and Diddy at a Christmas party as evidence that the timeline in the alleged memoir is false. How do you reconcile this with your claims?
What party are we talking about, and what is it?
The picture that I just showed you.
Yes, we already addressed that.
Right, we already addressed that. So that's why, because a lot of people who
they're finding that.
Yeah, absolutely. They're seeing what that is.
A picture of Kim and Diddy in December.
Right, and then the article that it came out of, and her saying that and stating other.
The diary says they start dating in June of '94. So we'll have to see what
it said. The diary.
The flash drive says it's June of '94.
June of '94. So it has dates now. It has a date in particular.
In one section, yeah, not in the book. I didn't put it in there.
And you didn't put it in the book, but that okay.
Because I didn't mess with the book. I didn't touch the book. That's what I'm saying. It just was published.
No, and like I said, that's what I'm saying. Right. So because
I could have
because
put it in.
Because like I said, when I did my research and understanding and doing that research, I came across that and understand, okay, this is what this is. and read.
And I understand you're you're correct. If you were a lawyer and you say, hey, Kim said they dated, absolutely. It makes sense.
Right. It's
right.
it's a
Kind of puts
established
like a,
concrete fact. It's not me saying anything.
it's a fact of her saying that. It's not a fact that that means that's when they started dating.
No,
That's what I'm
no, no,
getting
no,
at.
no. Like I said, once again,
Yeah.
if we're going that route,
Yeah.
we have to go both ways with it.
Correct.
We can't just go one way
Yes.
with it. And so if Kim says that she started dating him at this particular time, it took a few months, a few long phone calls, and until this party, Christmas party, December 14th, and the fact that there's actually a photo of it, which I was,
Like I said, they could have slept together way before December.
no, and right, like I said,
Yeah.
like I know, but I'm saying
Based on that
this
statement.
this is her saying.
Correct.
I don't think that at that time she has no motivation to tell any
That's
other story.
that's your interpretation.
No, I'm saying, but she has no motivation.
That's not true.
She has a motivation to tell another
I'm
story.
not commenting on it again.
Okay.
You're talking for her. You're saying like what she's saying.
No, I'm talking about what she said in.
I understand.
In the actual
You're talking for her, saying she wouldn't have any motivation to hide that.
No,
she
I'm
slept with
asking you
Jamal.
what would be her motivation, not that she didn't have any.
Well, that's for another time, I guess.
Okay. The book alleges that Diddy kept a vault of tapes documenting his alleged sexual encounters. Was there any hard evidence that such a vault existed?
The sources say there was a vault that existed, yes. And some of the tapes were flown out of the country on a private jet. That's from the sources directly, so I have to believe them.
And this
Not have to, but
right.
I have no way. How am I going to?
You see how that you run it that you have.
Do you expect me to go in his safe at his
Well,
house?
No.
I'm just shot.
No. What I'm asking you is, like I said once again, because you're the guy who's spearheading this thing that allegedly comes from Kim. So me asking the questions, I'm like a can of spray paint.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know which wall to go. You know, and tell them.
Right.
So that's the reason why I ask these questions because I actually don't know. So and so, like I said, if
I never saw the safe, no, I never was in his house. Correct. Okay. Other people told me they existed that are very close to him. Yes.
Okay. So once again, and I want to be clear so the people who are watching the art of dialogue, they understand that, hey, you know what? To be fair, this is what you're saying, understandably, that Kim said, and then now you're saying that other people told you that a vault existed. Correct. And that tapes existed.
Correct.
Okay. And that most of the time we say, well,
and we've seen them, so we know they exist. So that's why we know they're real.
I mean, in the vault. I'm
not in the vault, but on the tape. Correct.
The vault. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that he had hard evidence that a vault existed.
Sure.
You know,
he talks about taking them out of the vault, copying them as this is her way of protecting herself of having this against him. This is like leverage. It's almost like blackmail, right? If I take tapes from somebody, look, I got copies of this. Sean, look. And that's why that's that whole thing where she kicks him down the stairs.
You know what? That brings up something interesting because the guy Roger Bond talked about one time that Diddy had a videographer person, an assistant.
Sure.
And it has one of those little camera bags.
Yeah.
And he talked about a VHS tape of that. Do you think, just from what he said, and he was there, he talked about the bag came missing, Diddy was hysterical about what was on the tape and so on and so forth. Do you think that Kim had the apparatus to be able to take a VHS tape, from what we understand?
If it's VHS?
If it's VHS, to take that and record that to another device?
Absolutely.
You think she was that savvy?
Absolutely. Why is that savvy?
No, I'm just saying because
I know, but people keep saying that. Like everyone knows how to use a computer. Everybody knows how to use a phone.
Well, everybody doesn't. But let's be Chris. Let's be clear.
Everybody.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. So when we talk about, and a lot of people make statements like
we're talking about city slickers. I'm not talking about backwoods West Virginia.
No. But once again, but Kim is actually a country girl.
Is a what?
She's a country girl. She's from Georgia.
Oh yeah, I understand.
Yeah, she's from rural Georgia. So once again, and that was one of the things that Diddy said that he liked.
Growing up.
Yeah, but like Georgia. I said, she, you know what I mean?
As a child.
Right. Yeah. No, as a teenager.
I give her a lot more credit. I'm impressed with what she did. So I'm gonna stick up for it. But I get it. Because obviously when they said that too.
But
copying a tape to a tape is extremely simple. And she could have somebody else do it.
True.
Right.
But
And she has a lot of money.
let's be clear. Let's be clear.
Mhm.
I'm not trying to stick up for Kim Porter, and Kim Porter doesn't need you to stick up for her.
Okay.
For what you said that she allegedly left behind.
Right.
You're saying that this is, and that's why we're getting to the bottom
Sure.
of what this is.
Mhm.
I don't need to speak up for Tupac. Tupac spoke up for himself.
Sure.
You know, I think a lot of people get that twisted. Like I said, I'm only stating dates and
Mm-hmm.
times. And so in asking in the research that
You'd make a good lawyer.
yeah, and in research that I've done, you know, basically, I wish I was, man. You know, but in the research that I've done based on reading the book, and I, like I said, because I want to understand it myself.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, and I want the viewers who are watching this also to understand.
And I want to understand too.
Right.
So if you have something you can help us, absolutely. That's why I say that in the Rolling Stone article.
Mm-hmm.
The reason we put it out is for other people to come forward.
Mm-hmm.
And if we have to take a little bit of slack, there's a bigger picture here.
But
so if those people come forward and they want to say, hey, that never happened. Okay, good to know. Tell me. Tell me. I want to know. I wasn't there. You know?
But if it didn't happen, there's nothing to tell you.
If it didn't happen,
there's nothing.
You mean someone has to deny it?
No. You're saying
in the book.
You're right. You're saying in the Rolling Stone article. Yeah. You're basically saying, come forward.
Yes.
If there's something that you can help me with, or you know. But if there's nothing, if it's a nothing burger, then there's nothing to come.
I mean, you're only going on what's in the book, right? I'm saying you deny what's in the book. Oh, that never happened. They show you the page. That's what I'm saying.
But no, that's what I'm saying. That's that's when you go kind of back to the Albie Shore situation, right?
Yeah, confirm or deny.
Right,
yes.
Confirm or deny. Like I said, but most people that are alleged to have done something in the book, number one, there are no tapes with Jay-Z. There's no tapes with Will Smith. There's no tapes. There's no concrete.
Well, that's not true. What you just said is not true. That there's tapes of them. Yeah.
Doing what?
I'm not going to comment. There's tapes.
Okay, well,
of these people.
Hold on.
You're saying like there's no.
No. Listen to me. Yeah. As of right now, you're saying and alleging that there's something. We haven't seen it.
Correct.
The viewer hasn't seen it.
Correct.
Therefore, it's not true.
That's not.
No. I'm not. Listen to me. I'm not talking about.
You mean does it not exist? It exists. You haven't seen it.
Listen to me. Yeah. Listen to me. You could tell me right now. You have a Bentley outside.
Right.
Right. You could say you got a Bentley. You got a brand new Bentley outside. Yeah. Right. I could believe you.
Right.
But I don't believe you until I see it.
But does that mean it's not true because you haven't seen it?
Yeah.
Well,
according to according to how I receive information, you know, to me,
you think it's BS.
No, I don't think it's BS. I think it's your word, and your word is your word. But me, I have to see it.
Sure.
Especially if it's being made about someone else.
But you can't make a statement and say, I don't have the Bentley if you don't go out and look at it, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and like I said, so when there's a statement made about somebody else, I can say, hey, you know, such and such and such, you know, last night he went to Vegas and he won 300,000 at the crap table. Right. Mm-hmm. You know what you know about that person.
I'm just saying to make a statement of saying something's true or not true. If you don't see it, I get it. But I'm saying you can't say, well, that's not true because I didn't see it. That doesn't make any sense.
No, to that person, it does. See, the viewers, the viewers that are watching
it's contextual to it's subjective then.
Yeah.
Instead of making a statement saying, well, it's not true because Chris, you didn't show us the video.
Right. Okay. And so now, once again, in the whole concept of the book, right, there's a lot of accusations being made.
Correct.
Right. And most people are having a problem with that. Some people are going to believe.
Well, they want to see.
So no. Some people, listen. Some people are going to believe what they want to believe, no matter what.
Right.
Right. But other people say, hey, you know what? I'm going to reserve judgment until I see what happens.
Sure.
It's kind of like going to court. Right now, niggas say, well, hey, I found, you know, X amount of drugs on this guy, whatever. Well, you know, you're going to say, hey, they didn't find nothing on me.
Right.
You know, it's your word against their word. And then that's why you have that meeting in the middle and you have something called discovery. What we're trying to do right now is discover what Chris Todd has in regards to the accusations that he alleged that Kim Porter made to back that up.
Yeah.
Yeah. The alleged memoir suggests that Kim Porter feared Diddy might groom her son Quincy. How did you gather or verify such sensitive information?
When I read that, I really kind of like in one ear out the other, because to me it's kind of disturbing. So I don't know what she's trying to say there. I don't know what that is.
And the reason why I asked this question is because,
Same with the Albie Shore thing. When I read that at first, I was like in one ear out the other.
right.
I'm like, I don't know what this is all about. Like,
So my question, if it was in one ear out the other, why even put it in?
maybe I could have pulled that. I could have, but maybe I will. Maybe.
Yeah. And the reason why I say that is because when you go back to the beginning of their relationship,
when he's a baby.
Sean P. Diddy Combs actually adopted Quincy.
Correct. Yeah.
And so we've heard nothing in reference to anything like that. Quincy's a grown man now.
Yeah, I've never said that.
Yeah, now he's a grown man now. And so you can understand the hurt.
Sure.
And the disappointment.
Absolutely.
That the family would feel, and why they came out and spoke and said what they said in regards to knowing their mom.
I don't know what they mean by grooming either. The word grooming can have different meanings.
So no, this is what the book.
I understand.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is when she uses the word grooming, okay, I don't know if that's trying to imply something bad like that, what we're thinking about, or grooming him to be like him. Like, I don't, there's a little confusion there about what that means. So I just kind of, yeah, I mean, someday I could take it out, just like I could take out Albie's thing. But like I said, I X'd out the things that I really felt should be X'd out. That's what I X'd out. As for just one grooming comment, I just kind of, maybe I will take it out. But I didn't look at it as like she's accusing Diddy of trying to do something with Quincy. I didn't look at it that way.
How do you respond to the critics who claim that the alleged memoir's sensational claims about sexual encounters are fabricated to attract attention?
In the book in general, like, I mean, it's obvious someone could think that for sure. And if Kim had some liberties with some of that, she's not the first writer to do it. She has every right to do it. And that's part of her art or her way of shaming him. That's up to her. That's her right. It's like everybody else in Hollywood does it. Everybody does it in books. That's how they sell books. It's how they sell movies and TV shows. Same thing. It's NC-17. Man, you shouldn't see this movie, man. Oof. There's no rating. Guess what everyone does? Runs and goes and sees the movie. They do this in horror movies all the time. So I would stick up for Kim as an artist, as a writer, telling her story, whether, like I said, every single thing of it is literal. We can't ask her that.
The reason why I asked that question
Sure.
is because the nature of celebrities, you look in following, you look at names, you look at popularity, and you look at in trying to move a product. That's why they're in,
Sure.
people have endorsement deals with certain celebrities, things like that. That's the reason why I asked the question. And your response is she's basically, that's in her way of trying to shame Diddy. And from your interpretation.
And the other celebrities.
And from your interpretation. Why do you believe that she would want to do that?
If she's angry, if she was abused, if she's fighting back, because we know through, and I'm going to reveal some of these other things that are on the drive that discuss why she was doing it and when. Okay.
So you didn't, these are other things that you didn't include in,
correct.
And why did you keep that out?
Correct. Because I can't reveal everything at once. It's too shocking. If I was to release those tapes, the world would shut down. Okay. If I showed one of these tapes, I'm telling you right now, the whole music industry and Hollywood, it would just grind down like this. They're all going to start pointing at each other like this, and it's going to be bad. We've already set it up. We have multiple attorneys. We know how to do it. It's not my first rodeo. I solved the greatest murder case in history, 3 of them. I know how to do it. We're going to do it, but just going to come in pieces. And there's also ways we can, let's say, not censor it, but we can kind of soften it, right? Like the whole tape doesn't have to come out. I don't have all the tapes. There's other people that have the tapes. I can't control them. We already know they're shopping in Hollywood. We have proof of other people telling us. We actually didn't have that one they showed. So there's multiple out there. Remember, this has been going on for 30 years. So I'm not the only one who has them. I think I have specific ones that no one has. But so yeah, it's gonna be extremely shocking. We've got to be really just kind of one step at a time.
But you
So
can confirm nor deny that what you claim to have, that no one else has, correct?
some of, I would say this, let's say there's 10 tapes, right?
So this is a hypothetical.
Yeah. Hypothetically, there's 10 tapes. There's a couple of those that no one has, but the flash drive has. I can pretty much guarantee
And
that.
how can you?
Because if anybody has those, they're going to go to jail. If they release what I believe they think they have or they want to release, they will most likely go to jail. That's why we're
And
working
this
with the
is
federal government.
so.
We're working with the federal government.
Oh, you're currently working with the
Yes.
federal government.
Well, not like what you're saying.
Not no. I want to be clear. I don't want to make
We're
any.
going to give them to the federal government.
Oh, so you're going to give the tapes
yes.
to the federal government?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is other than the tapes that the United States District Attorney in
I don't
federal
know what
case
they
again.
have.
No, I'm saying this is other than what they say that they have.
I don't know what they have.
Okay.
They never said what they have.
No, they didn't say they say they have tapes.
Yeah, tapes. They don't
Right.
know if they
No.
have the tape that
No, not the tape, but they say they have tapes.
correct.
And so what you are going to give them is more tapes.
If they say we already have it, have a nice day. Thank you, Chris. Pat on the back. Hey, sounds good. They may say, give it to us, right? We're
But
going to destroy
let's be clear, it wouldn't be your property.
the flash drive itself.
Yeah, the tapes.
Yeah, the flash drive belongs to a team of sources.
No. What I'm saying is,
What?
whoever, let's say for instance, hypothetically,
It's Diddy's tape.
let's hypothetically say that it's not whoever shot the tape is who the tape belongs to.
Diddy.
Right. Okay. And so from that perspective, you know,
whistleblow on
that's that. So right now, you basically you're saying you're in possession of property that belongs to.
I'm not saying I'm in possession of it. I'm saying that any of those tapes they're basically owned by Diddy. If you're saying like somebody else took the photo, it doesn't matter. Even under the RICO thing, it's all Diddy's. That's his stuff. They're not Kim's tapes. They're Diddy's tapes. So we're going to whistleblow on them. That's what a whistleblow is.
Okay.
So we're not asking him for permission. These are crimes being committed. Drugging of women, S abuse, potential R word, potential M word. So they will be whistleblown and given. They may have them. Look, the government, they don't need Chris Todd. Okay. They could tap your phone in 5 seconds. They don't need you to give them your phone. Okay. That's my point. We will present it to them at that time. If they say, they're not going to say if they have it or not. They'll say, thank you. I work with these people all the time. Thank you. Great job. Should we know something else? Is there somebody else that has that? And I'm going to rat those people out. Absolutely.
So my question would be, now that you've said that, is why not wait until you put the book out, until you showed
the book?
The
book has to come first.
Yeah. No, the reason why I'm asking that, because you're saying that that's where some kind of whistleblower thing comes into play. And so what I'm saying is, in the totality of what you say you have on the hard drive, right? I'm asking you, why not do and take all of that before you bring that out? Because a lot of the stuff hasn't been substantiated.
We wouldn't. No, the book would come first.
No, I'm saying, but a lot of the stuff in the book hasn't been substantiated to the public.
Correct.
Right.
Not all the tapes echo what's in that book either.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it's a totality of information, if you will.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm saying in regards.
I have a legal issue with the tapes. I got to be careful.
Okay.
The book is much easier under the First Amendment. Also, Kim's First Amendment right, her civil rights, her journey for justice, her ability to tell her own story through her eyes, through her experience. She may have been unalived. Okay, we're looking into it right now as hard as we can. If she was, there's a lot of rights that she has, and her family has the right also to press law enforcement to reopen the investigation. So there's a lot of things going on.
The investigation
into her possibly being unalived.
Well, we know for a fact. Once again, I understand. Even what Albie Shore has been saying as of recent,
right,
in regards to that. But we know for a fact, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that she died from labor pneumonia. Now,
I'm not going to comment on it.
there's no comment needed. This
You're
is not
talking about what a coroner said. Do you want me to show you a case from the LAPD coroners?
Let me
that-
finish.
No. I'm saying you're asking me. Do you want me to show you some cases from LAPD and the LA coroner that is completely false of what they said happened to other murder victims? Do you want to see those?
Let me finish.
Because you're trying to say it's a fact.
Let me finish. Let me finish my statement, then I'm going to answer your question. We know for a fact, for what we understand and the information that's been disseminated to the public from the coroner's office,
Sure.
that Kim Porter died of labor pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else other than that, lacking an investigation, would be hearsay. Period.
I see.
Period.
There'd have to be,
and that's not me saying that. That's
an well,
that anything.
I'm not going to argue about what hearsay is.
No. Because what you're stating is you're saying that you have information of other cases, right?
Mm-hmm.
That the LAPD have that is contrary to what the forensic examiner said that
I'm saying they're not always right.
No, I'm not saying that they're right either.
Okay, good.
I'm not claiming that at all.
Yeah.
I'm saying to you, I'm talking about Kim Porter. Sure. I'm not talking about 15 other cases.
Sure.
I'm talking about Kim.
But I'm saying the LAPD is not always right.
No, I'm not saying that the LAPD is always right. We know that for a fact. I'm an African American male.
Right.
I mean, I understand that, right?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm saying to you, from that perspective, that we understand the factual information, and anything other than that would be hearsay minus an investigation into that.
Accusation. I just use the word accusation instead of hearsay. I'd say I would be, if it wasn't me, let's say we know the people, we know who it is. I won't say their names. The two people I respect a lot that talk about Diddy a lot. I'm not going to say their names.
No, I'm sorry.
You interview them all the time.
Who?
Gene.
Oh, Gene
okay.
D. Okay.
Yeah, okay. And also the another woman who I like a lot of the stuff she does too. They hint that they're accusing. So is Albie Shore.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, let's use the word accusation instead of hearsay. Mm-hmm. I'm saying there's other accusations to possibly reopen the investigation. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And like I said, once again, minus the investigation, the concrete evidence that we have to go on.
Yeah. Okay.
Is that Kim Porter?
They're saying that. I got you.
Yeah. Anybody could say, sure. Tupac is in Cuba under the name that hold on, let's deal with this, because I'm going back to the book, because it's all in a circle, right?
Sure.
So Tupac is in Cuba under the name of Jamal T. Millwood. Right. And we know that's false, right?
Sure.
We know that. So hold on, because you didn't hold on. Let's go. I'm about to go there.
Me and they go, Tupac's alive.
No. I'm gonna. So do you believe that Tupac Shakur is currently still alive?
I personally do not believe it. No. Okay.
Thank you.
The
reason why I said that, because like I said, once again, I go back to the book in the Jamal T. Millwood thing.
I understand.
You understand what I'm saying?
So you're thinking like, wait, did Tupac write this?
No, no. You're talking to somebody who knew him.
Sure.
I know he wouldn't. That's just not who he is.
Right.
That's how I'm able to sit back and say, the conversation between the Diddy and the genital things. I know.
Sure.
And understand the timeline with that. But what I'm saying is this: the Jamal T. Millwood, I go back to the pseudonym that you used under that. Mm-hmm. And me personally, knowing as much as I know about the Tupac situation, I've never been on the side of that alive thing. I don't play those games. I don't play those games. Right. So for me, I didn't even know that was anything to do with Tupac.
Okay.
Me personally, I didn't know. Now there was a lot of people that might know about that, but me personally, I didn't. But now that you said that, that's what says to me red flag. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure. You mean when you see Jamal?
Yeah, when I see Jamal T. Millwood on there instead of Chris Todd.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And that's why I asked the first question, because I'm like, well, is this something that would, help lend credibility? Because the name Jamal, it makes you look at the book and say, ooh, Jamal, and that thing from that perspective, I can see how that could work. But like I said, once now that you've explained it, I'm like, oh. So that has nothing to do with anything. That's somebody hoping that Sean P. Diddy Combs understands who Jamal T. Millwood is, if he understands who the hell that is anyway.
Well, they say he does.
They say, who said he does?
The sources. That he knows when he sees that name, if he's reading that in jail, he knows exactly who is giving him the finger.
But that wouldn't be actually him giving him the finger. Tupac don't know nothing about this book.
I'm just saying in the spirit, right? If they wanted him and people to.
So if they were trying to convey a message, basically what you're saying in the preparation
to
of
anybody.
Yeah, no, in the preparation of this.
No, when I was given it, that was the name on there.
Oh, when you were given it, that
was built
from that perspective. Like I said,
it's hard to explain. There's raw data, right? Then there's it built. Remember, she died 6 years ago.
Yeah,
I've had this for a long time. So there's been like, they're not going to say who they is. Let's just say they're.
You said when you say 6 years, you say you had it for a long time.
No, not me. No,
they had it for a long time.
They've had it for a long time.
Right.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah. They tried to do it before, and I didn't know that. Okay. I had to do through my research, going behind their back. Oh, I was approached with this too. Oh, really? See, that's what kind of it kept. I'm like, wait, maybe it is real. Like, I didn't believe it either.
No, and like I said, and no,
I don't just believe anything someone throws on my desk. Like, this was obviously super thought out. I am good at what I do. Okay, everyone knows the cases I've done. I'm doing a very famous case right now, so I know what I'm doing. I'm not trying to be arrogant. There was enough there to go for it. Okay, when I say certain things in a Rolling Stone or Vanity Fair or this, yeah, there's some marketing techniques too there. You're not going to get everything out of me. I'm not going to show you all my cards. It's just not how it works.
No, and I totally understand. Yeah. Like I said,
But do you know what I mean? Like, I saw Jamal Millwood and go, who's that? Do you get it? Like, it was already built. Like, here's her book. Oh, who's Jamal? Because you have a legal issue if you say by Kim Porter. That's why the book says for Kim Porter. You see what I'm saying? Because I have to
and so risk. That's then see what you just said there, right there. Yeah. That lies the problem. Because if the reason why, because now if it's by or for, right? If it's for somebody, I'm giving them something. This is for you, right?
There's a little bit.
If it's by someone, right? This is coming.
It's both.
From that's what I'm saying. No. Right. It can't be both. No, it can only be one.
No.
How?
No, it is both.
Explain.
Okay. So if we say we have the flash drive and we have the memoir, right? Who's that by? That's by Kim, right? If they put it together, she's deceased. Photos, diary, tape. Is that by Kim?
So usually that word would be
by Kim?
No, that word would be forwarded.
What do you mean forwarded?
For a book that's forwarded by somebody.
It's built. It's not forwarded.
No, I'm saying the word usually when you look at a book, it says forwarded by somebody.
Oh no, we said by.
No, I'm saying, but the correct word when they use that when they put out books.
No. Just no. So what I'm saying is, just let me say what I'm saying.
Okay.
Jamal Millwood as the pseudonym, as the protection, the buffer, so that they don't have to put their name on it. Got it?
Understood. Okay.
For Kim Porter. I could tomorrow change it to by if I wanted to. I changed it to for. Okay? So it's both. I'm not going to get into making these black and white statements like Mark Lamont Hill did. I'm not. So just
no. Like I said once again.
It's not one or the other. It's both.
Chris, what you have to understand, Chris, this is for people.
Yeah, but you're talking about perception. I'm telling you what it is.
No, listen to me.
Yeah.
This is for people who don't understand, Chris.
Sure.
You have to understand.
Yeah, but you can't make the statement say the statement of it can't be both. It is both.
No. Yeah. Like I said, by and for are not the same thing.
I could change those both tomorrow if I want.
Same and similar are not the same thing. By and for are not the same thing. So,
maybe tonight I'll change it.
Well, yeah, we're clear on that.
Flip them.
No, that's what I'm saying. But we're clear on that. We're clear. Okay, that's all I'm.
The semantics of it, yes, but in the case of the book, no.
Right. Okay. No, that's what I said. You can, like I said, tomatoes.
Lawyer, man.
Huh? You said what?
You'd be a good lawyer, man.
No, I'm just trying to deal with the facts
I
as we
understand.
understand them to be, because like I said, this is a heavy
It's cryptic. It's confusing.
yeah.
I know. I was confused
Oh,
too.
I'm not cryptic about it at all.
Okay.
No, I'm not cryptic about nothing, man.
You want to see my Bentley outside?
No, it's not that whether you drive a Bentley or a Bug, it wouldn't matter to me. The
I
fact that
feel
you're
you.
moving is
I
of more of a concern. But like I said, I want the viewer
sure.
to understand for the people who may not know.
Sure.
And so
Yes.
when they see certain things, when I see Jamal T. Millwood, I'm thinking the first thing I thought was, oh, it's who's Jamal, and it lends credibility to it because it's a predominantly African American name.
Mhm.
And I'm asking you, you are responsible for this book. I'm asking you, why didn't you use your name?
Right. And I gave those answers already.
No, why didn't you use your name?
Well, because Sean wasn't in jail yet. We
Okay.
published it before.
Okay.
I'm not putting a bullseye. I'm not putting a bullseye on my back. Hey guys, come on over here. I made $0. Hey,
would you
come on over.
But do you believe that Sean could have put a clamp on that?
On this?
Yeah.
Well,
before it even before it even got to moving.
Well, let's say we offered it up.
Oh, you offered it up to him?
Yeah. I'm not dumb.
And he refused?
Not he. I don't have Sean Combs' person.
No, I'm saying, the camp.
Yeah. Told me to kick rocks. I always give people an out, man. If you look at my other cases, I give everybody a chance. Tried it. I didn't want to go like a missile in there. You know what I mean? But let's just say a lot of these people had an opportunity to just kind of, talk to me a little bit.
Okay. So the alleged memoir claims that Kim Porter, Diddy, and Al B. Shore engaged in a threesome. How did you verify this highly personal and controversial claim? What's your take on the allegations that Diddy attempted to create tension between Tupac and Biggie, leading to their eventual feud? How does this alleged memoir support this?
Where we asked a couple different questions there. Hit the first one real quick. I think we
Okay, I'll ask the first one.
Yeah.
Okay. The alleged memoir claims that Kim Porter, Diddy, and Al B. Shore engaged in a threesome. How did you verify this highly personal?
We already talked about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your take on the allegations that Diddy attempted to create tension between Tupac and Biggie, leading to their eventual feud? How does this alleged? Let me do that again.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on the allegations that Diddy attempted to create tension between Tupac and Biggie, leading to their eventual feud? How does the alleged memoir support this?
Okay, the Biggie and the Tupac thing, like someone else is going to have to deal with that. Okay, I really can't get into that whole thing. I know a lot about both camps, death row. I know a lot about the gang situation, the Mob Pyrus and the Southside Crips. I did a story about Biggie on YouTube already. I've addressed that. That you're asking like to recite the Bible right here. Just, I really can't comment on it. Whatever in the book that Kim is saying about like the tension and I personally do not believe Sean Combs had Biggie killed. I don't. She's trying to say that a little bit. Well, we're going to remove the protection. That's what she's saying. Like anybody, he's not loyalty. Like they driving this, she is driving this thing. To me, I know a lot about Biggie's unaliving. Okay. I believe they wanted Sean, not Biggie. He blew the light. Biggie stopped. It was one of two of them. The shooter was already in the car, parked. I know a lot about it. Go see my interview on, I won't say the people because I don't want to bleed it over. Okay. So I can't talk about like, that's such a big story. Like, was Biggie and Tupac leaving together? They say that. They say Jay-Z says that to Diddy. Well, I heard they're leaving. You're my number one. You're my number one. F that guy. Like, that's all in there. I get it. But man, like, I'm going to have to pull out my soft white man ignorant card here. Like, I just can't give you the answer to that, man. It's a big question.
The reason why I asked that, it's because it's in the book. Like I said, it's alleged that Kim is stating something about this, and it alludes to that Tupac and Biggie were going to start a label.
Mhm.
And this is why Sean P. Diddy Combs was angry. The reason why I asked that question, because it couldn't be accurate in the fact that at that particular time, Biggie and Lance Rivera had started Undias.
Okay.
And on the night they were Tupac was shot,
Mhm.
there was a Junior Mafia session
Mhm.
at that studio.
Mhm.
So it wouldn't be even remotely possible for that to be something that Sean P. Diddy Combs or coming from Kim Porter that would even be possibly believable, if you can understand. And these are well
You
documented.
mean in that moment, or
No,
what?
no, and the whole consideration.
Well, you'd have
of,
to ask other people that.
no,
I
no, no.
can't
The reason,
comment
no,
on
I
it.
don't have to ask other people.
Well,
because I
there's
know
other people that don't think that. A
No,
lot
no.
of people think that they were leaving, that Tupac was leaving death row. A lot of people think that Biggie was leaving Diddy and that he owed him money. They were like mirror stories. Like, one, they owe me money, I'm leaving. He owes me money, I'm leaving. So
no, no, no.
that's what I'm saying.
What I'm trying to explain to you,
You're saying what you
as I don't,
believe.
and I'm not telling you what I believe. I'm telling you what I know.
Okay, but
This is,
then I'm not
and the
commenting on it.
reason. Listen, you have to understand what I'm saying, Chris. And the reason why I'm saying this,
Yeah.
just to clarify, so that the viewer is informed. You understand
You're
what I'm
trying
saying?
to state a fact again. I'm saying that I don't know. You'd have to ask all the people that were around them or inside the hip hop community. There's a lot of legendary that both of them were leaving their labels. So how can you say that that's not true?
Because the time period.
I understand, but
Listen,
I want to go into that.
No, no, no. I want to go into that,
Okay.
if you don't
Then
mind.
I'll just listen.
If you don't mind, yeah. If you don't mind, the reason why I'm saying that, because we have you here, like I said,
Mhm.
the alleged memoir, the hard drive, and all of that. What I'm saying is so that people have clarity,
Mhm.
understanding that this was stated in the book, that because Tupac and Biggie was in this.
That's what they say. That's what Jay-Z says.
No.
That's what Kim says Jay-Z says to Diddy. That's what you're talking about, right?
Right.
At
And
dinner.
so yes.
Yeah.
And so with that being said, it's alleged that this is why the Diddy tried to create the feud between Biggie and Tupac.
Yeah, I don't know.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So now my thing is, then if you don't know that, do you think that you had done more research?
No, I wasn't going to pull that out of the book. To me, that's just
No,
kind
no,
of
no, no. The reason why I'm asking that, because when people who understand and that are in the Tupac Biggie world
Sure.
would understand that that would be something that couldn't be remotely true.
It'd be hard to prove that.
Based on the no, it's not that. Just based on simple facts that on the night Tupac going to Quad, there was a Junior Mafia session, and that Biggie had already began to start a label with Lance Rivera called Undias.
Okay.
Unentertainment. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So the notion that Biggie would be wanting to start a label with Tupac, and especially in regarding to the night that Tupac got shot, if that were the case, he could have did that way before he even got with Bad Boy.
Yeah, I no comment.
Okay. So I just wanted to make that
We're
clear.
just saying, you're talking about a conversation that Kim had, that she overheard Jay-Z say to Diddy at a fancy restaurant in New York. That's what you're saying. Then you're trying to tie it into this whole big story
I'm not trying
about,
to tie
like,
it.
did they leave? They didn't,
No, I'm
because
not
they had
trying
the Junior Mafia.
I'm not trying to tie it in anything. It's in the book.
Right.
So therefore, you felt it important enough to relay this information in which you allege that comes from Kim in the book.
Yeah, but it's not making a big grandiose statement.
No, it's not a grandiose statement, but I'm saying once again.
She's saying she hears this between them. He wants to leave the label.
But the tension between Biggie, the Biggie and Tupac thing, is a monumental thing. These are two of the biggest rap and hip hop artists ever to play.
That's what I'm getting at.
Hold on,
Like
ever
so
to, now listen,
big.
ever to play the game. So you got to understand this. When that is mentioned, their name, period, Tupac, Biggie name being mentioned in this book that's alleged to be something that Kim said, is very important. And the reason why it's important, because you felt it important enough to actually put it in there.
I didn't put it in there.
No, what I mean by that, no, I'm saying to put it in there from what you gathered from the alleged hard drive. You felt like that information was pertinent enough for you to put it in there.
Absolutely.
And so therefore, what I'm saying to you under that is that there are just regular concrete facts that we've talked about before, that once again, you understand. You were talking about the Quad Studio situation, and you understanding that and knowing about that, I'm saying as an investigative journalist, in doing your research, if you did your research a little bit more, just a little bit more, you would have been able to say, okay, you know what? Yeah, that doesn't really sound like whatever. I'm going to leave that part out.
No, I wouldn't have taken it out.
You wouldn't have taken it out?
No.
Well, okay. So that's why I'm
Yeah, I
trying to
understand.
tell you
Yeah.
that it doesn't,
There's plenty of other people that talk. That's always been
yeah,
rumors and legends.
But I'm the
so
right.
It plays to the audience
Yeah,
easily.
like I said, but I'm not trying to play to the audience.
Well, I'm saying,
just trying to get. I'm trying to.
Well, you don't buy a million copies, right?
No,
You
I
buy
don't. I
one
don't.
copy.
I don't. And like I said, once again, I understand that, but the facts in relation to what actually happened is very important here.
Yeah, but you're talking about what you're trying to say, what people are thinking.
I'm not talking about what people are thinking. I'm telling you, it's there. Tupac coming out on the gurney with his finger up. Yeah, that's a fact.
Sure.
Right. Tupac being shot, that's a fact. Biggie having.
So you're trying to say that Tupac and Biggie were not going to leave their labels, and you know that for a fact? If I put a Bible and put your hand up and I swear you under an oath, you're going to say it's a fact. Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
You're going to say that it's a fact that Tupac didn't want to leave Suge Knight or his other label before that, Interscope, whatever he was with. And you're going to say it's a fact that Biggie didn't want to leave. That's your opinion. That's not a fact.
You ready for this?
Go ahead.
On this very channel,
yeah,
I presented it to the world that Tupac was never signed with Death Row.
Ooh.
With the documentation to prove it. Yes.
Okay.
With the documentation.
I'd love to check
See, now, what I'm saying to you, once again, I'm that guy.
Okay.
Oh, I'm coming.
So you're saying you never signed it?
Listen, I'm telling you right now, Suge Knight didn't bail out Tupac.
Oh.
And Tupac was not signed to Death Row legally.
Okay.
And this young man here was there to witness that because he's the person that filmed it.
Okay.
And so I'm telling you, I don't need to tell you what anybody told me.
Sure.
I'm just dealing with the facts.
Sure.
So when you say that something's in the book in regards to Tupac and Biggie and Puffy allegedly through Jay-Z or anybody else, I'm saying categorically that could not have happened. And I don't believe that Kim could have said anything like that because she knew at the time that Biggie had Junior Mafia, that he was doing his own thing, and that Puffy had Bad Boy. And the night that Tupac was shot, they had a session. So that thing that says that Tupac and Biggie were going to start a label, totally untrue.
I don't even know what year that is.
I'm saying, but it doesn't matter what year it is because these things are what
they're both alive. You mean?
Yeah. These are things that happen, and it couldn't have happened anywhere before that. Now I can tell you this: there was a time when Tupac, before he really had his label thing going off, out the Gutter Records, I could tell you that Biggie was yelling Thug Life, and Tupac was upset about that. That Biggie had stopped yelling Thug Life, and then when he had got with Bad Boy, there was some tension there. You know how I know that? Because Tupac said it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
So everything that I'm giving you in relation to what this is, and that's why I say I'm just trying to get to the bottom of what it is.
I cannot say why she said it, so that's it. She said it, it's in there.
Okay. So we would basically consider that hearsay.
No. Kim said what she's witnessed.
No, what I'm saying by understanding the facts that everybody knows who knows about the Tupac situation. You have millions of people who know about this, right? This channel was one of those channels that kind of brung that along the way among other channels. And so I'm saying with that,
you're saying it might
be
false.
The people who know that will look at this video and comment in the video, and they're going to be like, no, that's not X, Y, and Z because this, Y, and Z.
And if Kim was alive, they'd say, Kim, that can't be possible.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Absolutely. Remotely possible. And so the fact that it's being said that Kim said that, that's why there's the doubt there.
Well, again, I didn't write it, so you guys
No. Right. Like I said, hey, at the end of the day,
get your Ouija board out and you can ask her.
No, we don't need a Ouija board. We understand facts versus hearsay versus.
If you call her a liar, then you can say it.
No, I don't want to call her a liar. I'm just saying the facts don't add up to what's being said in the book. That's
not true.
That's what I'm saying in relation to this.
Disagree. Moving on.
Okay. Right.
I'm not going to be told, and I'm saying this respectfully. I think you're awesome. I'm not going to be told what is and what is based on other people, what they're saying in their mind. I do this on my other famous cases too. So I have my thing. That's it. You're not going to tell me what it is correct and wrong and this. So that's it. I'm saying that respectfully. Yeah.
Critics say that the allegations in the book tarnish Kim Porter's legacy and that she would not want this narrative. What do you believe Kim's true intentions would have been?
I think Kim wanted to bring this book out before, and there are things that I have not shown yet that talk about her regret, that she should have just done it instead of it was too late. And I believe that's why they really wanted to bring it forward. And there was a lot of talk of her writing a book before that. She told a couple of her friends, and whether certain close friends are hiding that information or she never told them, that's on them. That's up to Kim. Don't blame me for that. If she didn't tell you that she was writing this, oh well. Okay. So I think it was going to come out anyway. And obviously, one thing that I knew too, you have to understand, when I do any type of investigation, I'm also putting Kim under the microscope too. So I'm questioning, like you are too. What date is that? What year is that? Wait, that doesn't sound right. So there's a lot of things that I was confused about too, and obviously the book was short. That's why people talk about, and it actually was shorter than that. The reason it's 59 pages is because of the formatting. It's actually shorter than that, okay? And there were photos, it was different, built differently, okay? Obviously, most likely this came in, it was kind of rough, like I said, and then someone has to put it together, okay? And I didn't ask too many questions about that because, look, I wanted the opportunity to do it. If I had to say certain things like to keep them close to me, a white guy knowing the magnitude of what they're giving me, it's not about the money. Yeah, if I made a little money, cool. Is anybody else making money out in the world? So, but I had to, man, it's really hard to explain. When you deal with a whistleblower, a source, murder victim, the families, kids, children, you got to be really careful, man, you don't offend them. You see what I mean? So that's what I meant by trying to walk in my shoes just a little bit of and I know you're doing it for the audience and yourself because you know a lot about the story. You lived some of this. I get it, but I have to do my thing too, man. If something went over my head and I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's really true, doesn't mean I'm going to stop. If there's a lot of it's true, I want it. I want it. I did this same.
No, and that's what I'm saying once again, in the respect for Kim Porter and her family. That's the reason why I ask these questions. And for the audience who does not know, who may be contemplating, thinking about, picking up the book and so on and so forth. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I just wanted to be clear in understanding what it is. And that's just like in doing research and saying somebody gave me something, say, let me look at this. Because the first thing I don't want to do in talking to you is say something that I may not be informed of.
Mhm.
Just like a few minutes ago, I said the date on that picture was the 14th, right? I made a mistake, didn't I?
I'm just saying it was
On the 14th. And you corrected me and you said the 31st. And I said, you know what? My bad.
Well, I didn't even think it was.
No, what I'm saying, but I'm just, this is a point. You said that I said it was the 14th. I made a mistake, right? You said no. It says the 31st, right?
I didn't correct you like that. I thought you.
No. What I mean by that, this actually happened. This is huge.
Sure.
I said the 14th. You said no because you were looking at it, and I had yet.
I thought you meant another photo on the 14th.
No. I understand.
Stop saying what I'm saying. You're putting words in my
mouth. No. I'm saying when I showed you the photo.
Yes.
Right.
It said December 31st.
It said, but I was saying the 14th.
But I thought you meant another photo. Moving on from saying that.
Right.
So go ahead.
Okay.
So the point is with Kim Porter is now what in your defense or what you could bring up, you could say if she didn't release it before she passed on, right? That would put the responsibility on maybe someone like me or the sources, right? That I will give you that. Absolutely. But if they say run it, and they're at risk, I'm running.
No. Absolutely. Yeah. I understand that. But like I said, if my name is on it, which your name is not, you have Jamal T. Millwood on it, right?
Right.
Then that's why I asked the question in regards to Jamal T. Millwood.
Sure.
See, because when you put your name on it, right? Now I got to represent this. And when I put Jamal name on it, somebody who allegedly
Leaves
represents
a little
Tupac,
like, yeah.
absolutely, that therein lies the red flag.
No, it's not a red flag. You just hit it on the head.
No, I'm saying to the people
Sure,
who might not understand
Right.
that, who come to know later and thinking that, hey, Jamal is an actual author. Let me see what other works he's put out, right?
But
And
you know what I mean by this hitting on the head,
what you mean?
nail on the hitting on the nose?
Was somebody lying?
No,
What
saying that we wanted there to be a little bit of confusion.
Okay. So therefore, okay, now, like I said, but like I
Out of
said,
protection for myself.
no, right. No, but I'm saying, but you're here now
Yeah.
in representation of the book. So what was you could have put your name on it. You could have put your name on it.
I could change it tonight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like I said, at the end of the day, you could have put your name on it. But I can see how finagling the move and putting the Jamal T Millwood on there, how people would look at that. Like I said, how I looked at that.
Correct.
But the first thing I wanted to look at was not the name on there. Like I said, the thing I wanted to know was who is Jamal and what other work he has out
Absolutely.
there. You understand what I'm saying?
Ask that.
Yeah. And so from that perspective, that's the reason why I asked that. So, and just doing the research from that perspective on your part, whether it's that, and I can understand now why you didn't put your name on there. Like I said, so I get it.
Tell you a couple reasons. You know what I mean? It's not just
I get it. No, I think the viewer understands now, why they should understand, and some people still might not understand.
Right.
Let's be clear. It's always into the interpretation of each individual. Right. It's subjective, as you say.
Absolutely.
So we almost finished, man.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. What impact do you hope Kim's last words will have on the public's understanding of Kim Porter and her relationship with Diddy, despite the controversy and possible legal consequences surrounding it?
Obviously, I mean, everybody knows Diddy's a monster. 50 Cent's going to do a documentary. He's going to come out. Tubi, Harvey Levin. I'm not the first person to say it. I'm not the steward of the downfall of Diddy. I'm not. I don't own his story. I don't own the victims. No one does. So whether it's newsworthy, whether you want to look at his journalism, art, Roman à clef, whatever you want to use, he's in the position he's in. And obviously, we're trying to let an abused woman tell her story. That's it. Whatever happens after that, lawsuits, cease and desist, this famous person, that's all going to play out. I can't make a comment about what's going to happen tomorrow. We just see what happens. It's going to go on for years. He's not going to trial for 2 years. Okay? He's not going to any sort of trial within 2 years.
I believe he's asking for a speedy trial.
He won't get it.
He won't get a speedy trial?
Nope.
That's in favor of the defendant. That's not in favor of...
No.
Yeah, usually.
That's a game.
Huh? That's a game?
Yeah.
If he wants...
He's going to ask for it. There's going to be continuances. There's going to be new people that are going to come forward. There's going to be new evidence. No. That's why they're going to pace it. He's going to sit in there and they're going to start busting other people and wait every 4 or 5 months. See it all the time.
So, question. Why do you think they didn't lock up anybody else other than Diddy?
They are going to.
And it's
too early.
It's too early?
Oh, yeah.
They mentioned employees.
Oh, yeah.
Security members.
Yeah, some of them are going, yeah. They're flipping deals.
They're flipping deals?
Oh, absolutely. I know. I do this all the time, man. I work with DAs, lawyers, cops. I deal with the cops like every other day all across the country. I know exactly how it goes down, especially I'm in another trial coming up here next month or this month. Or next month's going to be awesome and huge and everything. So yeah, he's not going to court for 2 years.
You mentioned that it's not just you behind this alleged memoir. Is there some kind of profit sharing agreement? And were the individuals compensated for the hard drive, or did they just want you to make all the money?
I can't comment on the financials about, that's all private information.
How many copies has the book sold so far?
I won't say the number. I'll just say we did 1 million gross sales in 14 days.
1 million gross sales in 14 days. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Gross.
Yes. How do you address the concerns about the alleged memoir's impact on the public's perception of celebrities mentioned, given the sensitivity of the allegations?
Hollywood's been burning down for a while. Harvey Weinstein, there were people before him. I warned a lot of the studio execs about this for years. I worked in Hollywood for 20 years. I saw a lot of this stuff. I reported some of these people. Some people have lost their lives. I'm not going to talk about due to some of the scandals. This is the music industry's Me Too movement. I think Diddy's worse than Weinstein by far. I'm not condoning anything Weinstein did. This is a reckoning. It's not just about the music industry. It's about all of kind of Hollywood, and it's also about celebrity. That's why all these people are super quiet. That's why nobody's doing press conferences. They know they've been taped. They've been blackmailed. They've been caught. And look, another journalist had a big conversation with me the other day. It's not illegal to party. It's not illegal to drink alcohol. It's not illegal to have fun. If people want their sexual preference, that's up to them. When the line is crossed, which Hollywood has crossed this line many times, we need to protect the victims. Charlemagne the God said the same thing. I put out the challenge to him to have me on his show. He called me Donkey of the Day. I put out the challenge. If he's a real journalist, then he'll talk to me. And so, yeah, it's kind of a reckoning. I knew about this 10 years ago from a woman came forward to me, and nobody would listen to her. She was at a very famous label, and she said this. She didn't know too much about Diddy's taping and all that, but she talked about this. They silenced her. They silenced Ronan Farrow when he tried to come forward about Weinstein, and with the other reporters that I won't say. So it's a very unique time. Cat Williams called it in 2024. He said the hammer's going to drop. That guy's a wizard. He knew something maybe. So we're here. We need to deal with it. As for how many people are really going to be arrested, I don't know. It might be 2 or 3. That's it. They got the big fish. Most people flip somebody above them. They don't go down. So I think Damian Williams is going to be a star. He knows what he's doing. They're on it. We're going to have to trust them. And this is going to go on for years. Just like R. Kelly went on for almost a decade.
You just mentioned Cat Williams. As to Cat Williams' credibility, Cat Williams had personal involvement with Diddy.
Okay.
And he was basically telling Shannon Sharpe on Shannon Sharpe's podcast that you have to tell Diddy no.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
That's the reason why we're here today. Cat Williams spoke from a personal perspective, and him being a high profile star, this is the reason why his credibility is so high, and the interview did so well.
Yeah.
Because people understand that Cat Williams usually speaks the truth, whether it's popular or not.
Right.
And so in doing this interview, this is what we're trying to find out. What's fact versus fiction versus truth versus lie versus your concerns versus the information that you may know or may not know. And like I said, to be able to help the public understand what this really is. And so the last question. In light of the legal challenges and backlash, what do you see as the future of the alleged memoir? And do you believe you have more stories to share from Kim Porter's perspective?
There's a lot of stuff we've not released. And when the time is right, we will release it in the interest of the public. And also, I think it would make a great film. I think it'd make a great movie. Diddy's been in other movies and characters, and Biggie and Tupac. We know that. There's about 4 or 5 separate shows and movies. I think it'd be interesting for Kim to be portrayed by an actress. I do. I'm a scripted guy. I love the art of that. And whether it's unscripted, there's a lot of those already in the can. They're already coming out. So I think it's just to be seen what happens in the future. And if there's litigation, then we will prove what's on this drive. And hopefully this will help the audience, the family, Kim herself. And I think we're just going to see what happens in the future.
One last thing. In the memoir, it alludes to J-Lo and Sean P. Diddy Combs and Kim Porter having a threesome.
Sort of.
Yes.
She just throws it off the cuff. Not that day. That's what she says.
Not that.
He tried to have a threesome, but not that day. Or it didn't happen not that day or not that night. Yeah.
I want to share something with you. This is Kim Porter as she speaks about J-Lo. And I just
in the book?
No, this is an interview that she did.
In what year?
I don't know what year. It's the Essence interview.
Oh, okay. Back in the same one?
Yes.
All right.
As Porter recounts the story of betrayal, she smiles politely, every bit of the sweet Southern girl. The only glimmer of venom you'll see is when you ask if Combs ever took her young son Christian around Lopez. Kim says no. She bristles. Hell no. No, 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 no. You see me? I'm a full black woman. We don't mix and mingle like that. I'd kill him dead. So he knew better. And besides, does she look like the type that would want to play house with a family with 2 little black kids? No. I don't think it was that type of situation in regards to Jennifer Lopez and Sean P. Diddy Combs' relationship. The reason why I read that is because that shows the contempt that Kim Porter had and the hurt. But more importantly, Kim Porter didn't want her child to be in the presence of J-Lo. So to me, in any suggestion that it would be some kind of threesome or anything like that, can you see how far-fetched that could be, that Kim would even suggest anything remotely close to that?
Well, have you seen photos of all 3 of them together before?
No, I haven't.
There are, of J-Lo with Kim and Diddy. And there's pictures of...
Can you pull one up on your phone?
Well, I'll send it to you.
No, I'm saying, can you pull one up?
I don't.
Yeah, let me. He'll look it up.
But
I've never, me personally, I've never seen it. Okay. I've never.
If I'm wrong, I might be thinking of Cassie.
No. So like I said,
we could look for it.
No, I've seen the one with the Cassie situation, but I believe that was photoshopped.
I thought, I don't know.
I don't believe that there's.
Anyway, here's my point. Whatever year, so if Diddy's with J-Lo for, let's say, 2 years, right? Is that what we say? 99 to 2001?
To 2000. No,
we know for a fact that Diddy was still with Kim during that time. Multiple sources told me.
Oh no, Kim said that.
Okay.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Her candidness in this interview.
That's one interview.
Yeah, listen, but her candidness in this interview, she talked about everything, but that in particular, that one thing in particular, and where she also says that Sean, he just fell for a big butt and a smile.
Okay. In the book, you mean?
No, in this interview.
Sure.
She said he just, speaking of J-Lo, he just fell for a big butt and a smile. He'll be back when it's all over.
Right. He was still with her the whole time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
She said
he blew her phone up 60 times a day.
Right. So you know about this article then. You've seen this.
No, I know about their relationship.
No, I'm saying, but that's she no.
That doesn't prove they didn't have a threesome.
No. You just mentioned something that's in this article that tells me that you read this.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You had to, because she mentioned
it's that article.
No, it's this article.
Okay, there's
stories
about Kim and...
No, listen. It's this article right here. Now, whether they took excerpts from this article.
Are you trying to say they didn't have a threesome because she said in one article during a 2-year period that she hates J-Lo?
No, she didn't say that she hates J-Lo. She didn't want her child to be anywhere in the vicinity.
She said some disparaging things. Does she look like a woman that would do this?
No. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about the person. I'm not talking about personal shots. I'm talking about how a person's fundamental character, about how they feel about something being hurt, and then it being alleged in the book that there's any inference that Kim Porter would even entertain or even speak on something that allegedly happened.
Based on saying in that interview.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only that, but like I said, she didn't want to be in the presence. And this is saying that J-Lo comes into the house in where Kim and Diddy is at. It's not happening.
That's not true.
It's not happening.
That's your opinion.
No, it's not my opinion. It's Kim's feelings.
No, we're not doing that. You're talking about one interview in a 2-year period. If they were together for 2 years, you're saying she held the same opinion the whole 2 years. How do you know what they did in the 2-year period? How do you know what they did in the 2-year period when you're making a statement about one article she writes about in there? That's my question.
As my guy here has just fact checked, there is no photo.
Then I'll keep looking for it.
Of Kim Porter.
And we'll look for it.
And J-Lo.
We'll look for it.
And like I said, you can't look for it. Yeah, he just did. There's no photo.
That's fine.
It doesn't exist.
Okay.
And so what I'm saying,
No, Chris,
what I'm saying to you is from that perspective when we talk about this is that when you talk
You're
about,
making statements about somebody saying one thing in a multi-year, sorry to get angry. I'm not angry. You're trying to make a statement that she said one time in an article when J-Lo and Diddy were around each other for 2 years. You are false, saying that that is impossible for that to happen. And again, I already told you, she wrote that. So that's what it is. So you're not Sherlock Holmes.
No, I'm not.
So I'm just telling you straight
up.
up.
Like homie.
Yes. You are good though.
I'm sure
you
like
are good, but you ain't. Listen, I'll say this: people love this. You good? You ain't as good as me.
Listen to me. I'm Sherlock homie.
You're
Chris. I want you to understand.
I want to be Sherlock.
I'm not. Listen. I'm not saying anything, Chris. You have to understand.
You just said.
Listen to me.
No, say what you just said. It's impossible.
Hear me out.
Good.
I'm saying in regards to her son, right?
How does that have anything to do with
I'm gonna get there. Let me get there. In regards to her son, in regards to Kim Porter's own words, which we can confirm and we know beyond a shadow.
One time.
Let me finish.
But you keep saying the same thing over and over again. I got to stop you.
Okay.
She said it once.
Right.
And maybe she said it another time. That doesn't, you're not proving anything false in that book by saying that.
I'm not trying to prove anything false in the book.
You're insinuating.
No. I'm not making an insinuation.
Okay, what are you saying?
I'm not saying anything. I just read.
Now you're not saying anything.
Listen to me. I just read what Kim said.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And so
just because somebody says something doesn't mean they didn't do something another time.
And
you're taking this as like a whole fact.
And my point is, and that's the same way in regards to the hard drive in the book.
But that's from Kim saying it, not me.
No, I'm telling you, confirming that an interview
that does not disprove that.
I'm not saying that it
Sherlock Holmes.
No, I'm not saying that it does.
You did say that. You said it was impossible.
No, it's impossible for her to have had that situation.
That's
she didn't even want her child around her.
True.
You don't think so?
Nope.
Okay.
I disagree with you.
Okay.
Sorry.
I appreciate you, Chris.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you
Sherlock Holmes. Sherlock Holmes. Someday you'll be on my level, though.
No.
And when you're on that level, we'll debate about O.J. Simpson.
Well,
I'll leave you with that.
Well, it's about levels. I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
And like I said,
you're a great journalist.
And more importantly, listen to me. More importantly, I thank you for coming. I thank you for taking the tough questions.
Thank you.
And like I said, I hope that the viewer gains more clarity.
Sure.
Right?
Absolutely.
Thank you for being on the Art of Dialogue.
Thank you very much. Honored to be here. Thank you, guys.
I appreciate you. Thank you.